Okay, so we're live. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Dynamic Duo, and I always do that, get stuff stuffed anyway. So, how's it going, everyone? Welcome to the Dynamic Duo. My name is Fletch, and with me, of course, the Django Fett to my Boba Fett, Chopper Fett.
You're my daddy?
No, you're my daddy. I'm Boba Fett, right?
Okay, you're
my
the
daddy.
One. You're the little one. Gotcha. Hey, everybody.
Exactly.
Looks like I'll go and get some shout outs going here on the side chat. It looks like we got Matt with Burnt Up Wood Burning. He's follows me on Instagram. Follow him back. He does a lot of nice stuff with burning wood. You guys should check out his stuff on Instagram. He also has a YouTube page where he actually shows some of his work as well. Looks like Roland Keith is out there. How's it going, man? Hope everyone's doing well this fine Friday/Saturday morning.
Exactly. Hey, Roland, how's it going? So today's topic is why we ride motorcycles, right? So it's all about story time and telling everyone about, the stuff that we do and why we got into motorcycles. So, Brett, what about you? How did you get into motorcycles?
So I've always had an affection for cars and anything like motor like that, but I never really had a big drive to want to ride a motorcycle. And then I think in the early 2000s, my brother picked up his first motorcycle. It was like a Honda Shadow, something along those lines. Right. Still wasn't enough to actually get me to want to ride at that point. And then he.
And how old were you then?
Oh goodness, that was 2003. I would have been fresh out of high school, maybe 20-ish or so. I was still a young pup at that point in time. And then he got a couple Harleys. I think he had like a street guide or something like that. And then he went to a street bob. And it was when he had the street bob that I kind of started really gaining that interest in it. And then, finally it took the right combination of getting the right significant other who would support us on everything as well, that kind of thing. So that's how I kind of got into it. Was my brother kind of got me interested, and then there were some TV shows that might have motorcycles. I'll let you have your own opinion of them. I'm not going to get into that, but from an entertainment aspect, they were entertaining. Cheesy but entertaining. And then from there it just kind of like I wanted it, and then finally got married, and that was like the first purchase we did when we got married was me getting a motorcycle. Then lo and behold, 2 weeks later we're pregnant with our first kid. So
okay, so your first bike was the first bike that you own was a Harley-Davidson.
Yeah, I've only had the one motorcycle, just the 2009 Lowrider. So yeah, I mean, it's been a great bike. I can't ever imagine getting rid of that bike either, just because it's got the Dyna line, not to, because the Dynamic Duo, we are Dyna guys, right?
Yeah,
but not to oversell on it. But it is a very good all around bike for someone who's kind of on a tight budget, even because mine I picked up for about $6,000. That's pretty cheap dollars. And I could still probably sell it for $6,000. That's just the way Dynas hold their value nowadays. But
no, that's true.
But yeah, I mean, it's just there's something about that bike is you can go long distance if you want to, or you can make it a bar hopper. I mean, it's very easy to change things out. I mean, just changing out a seat, like we've talked ages ago, can change it from bar hopper to touring in like nothing. So that's how I came into motorcycling. We can get into more of my stories later, but I know you have a long history of motorcycles.
Well, yeah, you know, being a boomer and being an old man.
Boomer.
Right? Yeah, so it's the same. I think we all started out in our teens or in our 20s. In my case, my dad always rode a motorcycle, so I was pretty interested in that. And you're right. I think movies and TV shows have a great impact. I think the first time I saw anyone on a motorcycle was The Great Escape, you know, with Steve McQueen, and he was on this Triumph or something, you know, and the stuff that he could do was really exciting. Then probably later in the 70s, you had this, the California Highway Patrol, Chips. I think you remember that.
Yeah. Yep.
Right.
Yep,
so watching them ride around their Harleys, right? They were Harleys. They were not like Hondas or Kawasaki's or what have you. And that really, you know, got me really going. And then the moment I had the opportunity, I took my motorcycle license. And in those days, they had no displacement restrictions. So the first bike I got was Kawasaki 750 or the ZX 750. And then it's been motorcycle after motorcycle till today, right? I think the next bike, because I think when we were kids, and being stupid, right, teens, we wanted to, we either want to go as fast as we can, because at that point in time that was the biggest displacement, 750. So we wanted to go as fast as we could, and then the next stupid thing would be try and break stuff, right? Meaning that I decided to get into dirt bike racing, right? So it's not breaking the bike, but breaking myself, to see how many bones I can break, right? And I'll get into some stories for that. And then after that craze was gone, I went into a couple of other sports bikes and got myself a Hayabusa, which is the fastest bike in the world, and that in those days, in the early 90s anyway. And then as age caught on, I decided that speed is no good for me anymore. Not that you can't go fast. I'm still going pretty fast anyway. I realized that at times I'm doing about 120, 140 miles an hour on my street bob. But that's still not the crazy 160, 170 on a Hayabusa, right? So
right, man. Yeah, that's
a story.
Nuts.
I know, you know. As you get older, you realize that you value your life a little bit, you know.
Yeah, and I mean that's one thing, because I'm going to be 38 this year, so I started riding. So I was 34, 35, somewhere in there. So it was nice. I got all my stupid out of the way inside of a cage, inside of a four-wheeled vehicle. So I got all my speed. You know, I had the 350Zs, the Mustangs, the G35s. You know,
oh my god.
Awesome. A bunch of you know, kind of, you know, Japanese import type things, and you know, some of
Tokyo
my family.
Drift.
Yeah, I never did the drifting thing, but no, I did my share of stupid, that's for sure. So, but I got all that kind of out of my way, and then when it came time for a motorcycle, I was like, it was actually funny when I bought a motorcycle. I was like, I'm never gonna go over 45 miles per hour. Never. I'm never gonna go over 45. I'm just saying ride around and putt around town. But then you get comfortable putting around town, and then I was like, well, maybe I can get up to 50 miles per hour on this, get out on this road, go a little bit further. And then it's 60 miles per hour here, then it's 65 on this highway. Next thing you know, you're riding down I-35 with your buddy going 75 miles per hour, just keeping up with the flow of traffic. Like, how'd I end up here? So
yeah, I know what you mean. It's good that I got the stupid out of the way when I was in the 20s, you know. And this, well, not really. I think I was 34, 35 when I got my Hayabusa, so I was still in the stupid range. You know, it's only when I hit 40-ish that I decided to get a Harley, and then it's been Harleys all the way. I've owned 4 Harleys, I think 2 Sportsters, a Softail, and now my Street Bob.
Nice.
You know, and I've been there. And that's the way it is, right? So it's influence and the love of the bike and everything else, right?
Oh yeah, and there's just something about motorcycles that, you know, when you, now I know you don't have the ability to work on yours too much because of, you know, your surroundings. You don't have the garage type thing, but for me, that's part of the relaxation. So even if I can't get out and ride, like I can't most days nowadays anyway, because all other obligations that are going on, it's still nice to be able to go down to the garage and change out the levers, change out the foot pegs, change out this, that, and the other thing. I find that stuff relaxing to me. What probably drives other people nuts and they hate doing are the things that I like to do, detailing the bikes, things along those natures. It's just that's kind of like part of my unwind is the garage. And then
I know what you mean. I know
the other
what
half,
you mean.
Vroom, vroom. So
exactly. I know what you mean. Spending 2 hours trying to clean all the chrome off and stuff. I do that sometimes as well. That's easy to do. That I can do at a car park.
Yeah.
Right. And I still do the simple stuff, right? Swap out seats, swap out luggage, swap out the fairing. All that I did. That's fine. But when it comes to changing of oils and stuff, I can't do that because first of all, I'll get fined if there's a leak on the ground and I'm found out, right? And stuff like that. And then it's not something. It takes about half an hour to an hour. If it starts fucking raining, then you're in the shit anyway.
Right.
Exactly. So that's tough, man. So
yeah, I mean, fortunate situation for me to have my bike where it is. It wasn't always that way because when we first got the bike, we were living at our old house, and it was like this. It was a standalone garage that I could park it in, but you didn't want to be in there. It had like a crack to Satan's worship hell down. I mean, the crack was literally like this big, going all the way down it. I mean, there was mice in there. I think there's some raccoons living in there. I mean, it was just.
This is your garage?
It was my old garage, yeah. And it was just not that relaxation thing. Now that I'm in where I'm at now, much more comfortable to go down, sit on the floor, not have to worry about anything biting me out. But yeah, good times.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, I wish I could do that. It's unfortunate that we can't here. Because of small space and everything else, but yeah, that's part of it as well, right? So I think the pride of being able to upkeep the bike. I know when I was a kid and we didn't have that many rules and regulations then, and I didn't really live in an apartment. My mom and dad had a proper house and a garden and everything else, and I would usually change do the oil changes and everything else myself, which is I think which is another thing, right? You get to learn something. You can't really do it with a car if you don't have a proper lift and shit, right?
True.
You don't want to be dragging yourself. So you can't do very much on a cager, but with a bike you can. You don't really need that much tools or a lifter, in fact, to do an oil change.
Right, and even if you do have the car up on jack stands, there's still that inherent fear of, is this piece of metal going to hold this 4,000-pound vehicle up while I'm underneath it? Because otherwise,
I know exactly.
I'm a big guy, but I'm going to be a lot thinner when that thing comes down on me. So.
Exactly. I mean, I don't think we want to mess with fate in that way,
No, not at all.
Exactly. So, yeah, so that's the story for us. But guys, if you're out there, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a link right now in our chat. Come on in, tell us your story. How did you get into motorcycles? We can talk also. One of the things that we can talk about also is about destinations, right? I think that's also the other thing. I think for most of us, no matter what bike we ride, it's all about the destination as well. I mean, it's the journey, of course, but when we get to the destination, we plan to do stuff, right? So we can also talk about things like that.
Yep. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, as people are getting in, I mean, I figure we can start kind of sharing some of our stories. I mean, I'm not sure how many people out there know, but my wife actually rides her own motorcycle too. She rides a 06 Sportster, and some of the best times that I've had on my own motorcycle was when she's riding her own motorcycle, and we're able to kind of link up and do the Senna connection, and it ends up being like kind of like a date nighty type of thing.
Oh, that's so cool, man.
And what's weird is it's the only time when you have little kids that you guys can actually have a one-on-one conversation without anyone interrupting you. And it's so weird that the only time we get this kind of talking is when we're going 60 miles per hour down the highway on motorcycles. This is the only time we have a peaceful conversation.
That's funny, right? I mean, it's so cool.
But yeah, and so like I know last year we went to our favorite city up in it's called Weston, Missouri. It's where we got married at. So we rode our bikes up there, stayed the night type of thing. And, you know, it's just those kind of journeys. Like, you know, that was our first overnight trip on the bikes. So it was kind of memorable. I'll always remember that was my first overnight trip. And, you know, all those little things just kind of, you know, you build so many memories as you take each new journey. So yeah, I can't remember all my, you know, rides to the post office or anything like that, but those ones that you're either with someone or you had that specific destination, those really, really are the ones that hopefully I remember for a while. Hi, Sammy.
Yeah, that's my doggy going bananas. Yeah, I mean that's the kind of thing. I think it's great that you'll be able to share stuff with friends and everything else. And you're right? Okay, in the old days, I think before the advent of communicators, it was all hand signals and shit. So the most of the journey is just you on headphones. But I think it was ever since the early 2000s going bananas. I'm not sure why. 2000s that they got the Cardos and the Sennas and everything else, and that's when trips became a little bit more interesting, because then we didn't have to go to a rest stop and decide okay, let's do the planning for the next part of the trip and all that kind of thing. We could just talk and say, shit, that signboard, fuck, next town, awesome, great food, let's go, you know, that kind of thing.
Oh yeah. Or if you're the one on the sports arc, I need gas.
Yeah, exactly. I remember the last few trips I did with my boss, who rides a BMW, you know, but now I think he's still thinking of getting a Harley, but his wife is like adamant of him having two bikes. So I don't know, but you know, the worst part about having a boss riding with you and a communicator is that he's just talking shit, you know. And he's talking about work and shit. I was going, hey, listen, you know, bro,
we're getting away from work right now. We want to distance ourselves from this as much as we can. So.
I mean, the truth is that I'm riding with him to work, right? We're going to Kuala Lumpur in Malaysia, which is about 350 miles from where I am, right? And yeah, we're going to work, but fuck, you know, while we're on the trip, let's enjoy it, you know. So say, listen, you know, dude, I don't really want to talk about work.
No, you gotta get those TPS spreadsheets in, man. You gotta get
yeah, no, fuck. I was like, no, dude, we're gonna talk about the next stop, that we want to eat something or drink something or do something, you know, and then maybe plan for after work what we could do.
There you go.
Right? Because we're in a different part of the world. Let's do something different. But with him, it's always whiskey anyway.
Yeah.
At his favorite bar.
It wasn't like a business trip, was it?
It's a business trip.
Okay, well, if it's a business trip, I could see a little bit of work talk on the way up, but no. Okay,
we have enough time. We have enough time in the office to do that, motherfucker. And no, come on, right? And even we get in that day, we're not gonna do any work anyway, because we get in at lunch, and then by the time we check in and everything else, there's not much time left in the office anyway, so we're not gonna get anything done. Right. In fact, we came in the day before, so for that reason, to ride. Right. So fuck it, you know. Let's not talk about work, for goodness sake. Nope. You know, and then just talk about stuff. So, but it's great. I mean, to me, is having a communicator and suddenly the friendships and the riding became something even better. You know, more interesting in a sense.
Oh right? Yeah, it definitely makes everything a lot easier, especially for those you know, maybe those guys you don't know so much in your group that you're riding with, but they're all kind of linked up. So it kind of even builds extra level of trust, because you know they can say, oh, whoa, watch out, instead of, you know, not knowing where they're at, things along those lines.
Yeah. And the good thing is that all of us, or most of us, have at one point or other joined Hog, right? And Hog, have you joined Hog?
Nah.
No.
Mm-mm.
I'm not sure how it is in the United States. I'm sure it's the same. But here, when they organize rides, they have safety briefings and they talk about what's the best way to do things and what are the signals to give to avoid obstacles or whatever. And when you build that up over the years, we tend to carry that across in our riding as well. When you ride, right? So someone in the front sees an obstacle, he gives a sign, and then it gets passed down. Even though we have communicators, right? It's like, whoa, God, shit, you know. Even though you hear that in on your communicator, he's still doing in the where that obstacle is, right? Because sometimes you get to, you know, it's the oh shit moment, right?
For sure.
You go to an obstacle, right? And it's just, you see it well enough for yourself, but you need time to react to it, and not enough time to tell people, oh shit, what the oh shit was all about, right? So you just point to it.
There definitely is that. I mean, because if you see that obstacle when you're riding, it's just a quick point down. There is no delayed reaction. It's just point, there's something on the road type of thing.
Exactly.
Or the other bad thing is if you have Sinas, and it's like my dad and I, when we talk, he can only hear me half the time anyway for some reason. We haven't figured out why, but he can only hear me when we're at like complete stops. He can't hear me if we're actually moving for some reason. So
I think it's the open face. There's too much wind.
It's weird though, because my wife could connect to him just fine and they could talk.
Right.
My brother can talk to him just fine. It's for some reason just me for some reason. And I could talk to my wife just fine, and I could talk to my brother just fine, but I can't talk to dad. So I think there must be something on how we connected the first time, and it just never reset itself.
Probably. Bluetooth, since we're talking about Sinas anyway, the Bluetooth thing is that you have to do a chain, right? If someone in the chain breaks, then you don't hear anybody else. Right. Everything's gone. They can still talk to whoever's left in the chain, but if you're the last guy on the chain and the second last guy is the one that got cut out, then you're just in the shit, right? But with the new 30S and the 50S, I think it's called now, they even got a new one. With the mesh network, it's a whole different ball game. You know, you're not dependent upon a chain. So long as you are connected, you're connected, right? No matter where you are in the thing. So that's good. And it's a good thing that most of the guys that I go out with all have 30Ks anyway. So I never had that problem. It's only the guys that we have to hook onto Bluetooth. So we normally make him the last in the chain.
Yeah,
so that way we don't lose anything.
I think I'm still using the 20S, which is just Bluetooth, and Dad's using the SMH10 because it fits. It's one of those like clips inside the helmet, all nice and sleek looking type thing. So no mesh on our front yet. That might be maybe another Christmas present at some point. Hey, Spiff McFluff, how we doing, man? Spiff, I'm not sure if you know, Fletch, will be our guest next week.
Yeah.
We're finally getting it. I think this is going to be something that's about 2 months in the making. Ever since I posted the video about the state of Harley-Davidson, he had some really good points that he wanted to discuss. So we're going to try and get him on next week if he's available, and we'll have that discussion for the state of Harley-Davidson and the state of motorcycling in general. So
I think that's good, man. I'm looking forward to that for sure. Right. There's a link in the chat, guys. If you feel free to come on in, talk about why you got into motorcycles. Actually, I wanted to get a guest on today, but she couldn't make it again. But you know, life, it's all about life, right? Whatever is most important. Fletcher's and Chopper Fett stuff is not. So, no. Yeah. So long as, exactly, Spiff, right? So long as life and work don't get in the way. And normally it's life and work and your sleep that gets in the way as much as possible.
Yeah.
But, you know, we try our best. And as I've been mentioning in the past few videos, we're Chopper Fett and myself and the Harley Roadshow are actually working on something special. We're almost done. It's about a month in the making or more. It's almost done. We're almost there.
It would have been a week in the making if it wasn't for me. Let's put it that way, though.
No, not true. Like Spiff said, life and work gets in the way.
Yeah.
And what we are doing is music related, and to lay down all the parts. It's not like video editing. You go out, you take the video, you come back, you edit it. At the very most, it's a couple of hours. But when you have to compose something and lay something down, and this idiot is playing all the instruments anyway, or most of the instruments anyway, it takes time, right? So it takes time for the drums, it takes time for the bass.
Yep.
It's 3 minutes each time. Then after that, when you put everything together, you still got to balance and mix and everything else. So yeah, it's about there. I'm not a professional producer, so it's not like I can do it in one day, you know.
Oh, and that's also
that's my job.
And that's also assuming you play it correctly the first time through. Because if you're like me, I'm like, well, gotta do that section again. Oh, gotta do that section again. Far from a professional when it comes to that.
I know, but the good thing is just like video editing. Well, not so much video editing, but with modern technology, the new softwares that we have. I know we're going off topic a little bit. The softwares that we have, you can actually do takes, right? You keep on playing till you get it, till you think you get it right. Then you go back and then you see which is the best part, and you keep that, right? That's the best way.
And then your lead guitar shows up.
It makes everybody look bad. Yeah, you know, and it's normally the guitar god guy, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
That's not me.
Yeah. Doodly. I know. I was working on something else with a friend of mine who's a lead guitarist, and he's taking a long time to get things done. So I feel you, man.
Yeah.
I feel you.
Well, I mean, you gotta think like you know, we won't go into C19 stuff, but you know, before C19, you got together with your friends, you could lay down a track under one recording and be done with it. Now you have to, like you said, you're putting together all the parts to get it to go together. Makes it a little bit more difficult to do, because then you know, you got to think about the timing. Everyone's timing is, if you're playing it and hearing it together, I think like if you and I were to like actually lay down a track together, I think I could have my timing more in sync with what we need it to be. When I'm by myself, it's just like I have my backtrack, but it's just not the same as being there live jamming with people. So
I know. I was tempted to do that anyway with Skype and stuff, but I thought, no, that's going to be knowing me and stuff. It's going to take you time away from the kids. So I thought, no, fuck that. No.
Yeah. This is
kids more important, man.
Lunch break. This has been a lunch break project for me. So
okay. So that's good. Anyway, guys, we have
everybody.
Yeah, what the hell? Listen, guys. I've put the link in the side chat. Come on in. No obligations, you know.
Except to talk.
Yep, and then of course we've got Raleigh, Roland Keith. Yay! Hey, Raleigh.
How you going, guys?
Good day.
Everybody well?
Yep.
Well as we can be.
Yep.
Well enough. That's fair enough.
Yeah.
So topic today is
why we ride motorcycles.
Why we ride motorcycles. Well, for me, I think it's a total fun factor, really. Yeah. I started out when I was a kid. I reckon I was about 9 years old on a mini bike, like everybody or many people. And it just kept going on from there, really. Yeah.
And, mini bike. What kind of mini bike was it?
Actually, it's one that's really, really hard to track or look up now. It's was a Tasman.
Right.
I'm getting audio. Are you guys getting audio as well?
No, you sound good to me.
Yeah, all clear. I think it could be a YouTube.
Do you have it muted on YouTube?
It's all right. Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah, the first mini bike I got was a Tasman 50. Do you guys know a Jawa 500?
I may have heard of it. It's a two-stroke, right?
No, they were a four-stroke. They were a what do you call it? They're the type of the bikes you had around a dirt track, an oval track with a sidecar.
Oh no,
with the sidecar.
Yeah, it's just probably a type of sport we had here, definitely in the UK. But anyway, the mini bike I first had was a Tasman, and it was just they're a race bike, and they had just a straight clutch, no brakes. So and no gears. So basically, you ran along the side of it, jumped on the thing, dropped the clutch, got it started, and away you went around in a circuit. And just did straight, like power sliding, I suppose, in a perpetual oval.
Nice.
Yeah. And then from there, I think I went up to a Suzuki 75, and then the Honda 75. And then I sort of branched up into the 125s and 185s. I think I had a Suzuki 185. And worked my way up from that. But when we were kids and it was school holidays, just about everybody that I knew of, because back at the time when we were kids, we were basically in a rural area, and we had plenty of paddocks and plenty of places to ride. So every kid and their dog, had a mini bike of some sort. So that's what used to keep us off the streets, so to speak, and having a lot of fun. So between school holidays, we all have sort of little odd jobs where we try and get money together for our fuel. And then as soon as school holidays come on, that's it. Big group of 20, 30 kids all slamming around on mini bikes. So a lot of fun.
That's awesome, man.
Yes,
I mean, what was your real influence, though? I mean, what really got you into riding besides seeing people riding around, or you getting a small bike?
When probably when I was about 8, my father took me and my brother to a go-kart track. Right. Okay. And on the other side of the go-kart track, there was a mini bike track. And I was sort of torn between two there, and but I think my head was over watching the bikes, and me father and me brother were watching the go-karts, and that really got me sort of going from there. Yeah, it just looked like so much fun.
I know what you mean. Right?
Yeah,
and of course, being young and stupid, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So, tell us about some of your memorable rides. We were already kind of talking about some of them that I remember. What are some of them that you're going to remember forever, basically?
One or two of them weren't the best memories.
Oh,
but you won't forget them.
Sure,
but our memorable rides was probably when my son got his R1 and we started doing very long rides. They're quite memorable. We had the headsets on, we had the communications, and we just do like a couple of hour rides, and just it was a good time for us to really bond. Really good time for us to have a bit of banter, a bit of fun, because he had the R1. I had the ZX14 at the time, well, still got. And, we'd sort of, have a bit of banter with that. We're talking about being silly and losing the silliness. Well, I'm a drag racer. Acceleration has always been my thing. I don't know if it'll ever get out of my blood. And if I do want to cruise, I'll just cruise on the M109. Mm-hmm. But the most memorable rides was like it'll be 11 o'clock at night, and my son and I were just looking at each other, going, "TV's boring. Let's get on the bikes." we just buzz all around the city, and stop at pizza places or stop at bakeries or whatever. Just basically have a lot of fun. Bit of stirring at the traffic lights, because here in Adelaide you can get away with it. It's 10, 11 o'clock at night, it's dead. So
I can't wait for my son, hopefully, to find that same love for him, because he likes them now, but obviously he's 3. He can't really 4. 3. 3. He's 3. And
You got too many kids, man.
and it's just one of those things. Like, you know, I'm already kind of picturing the first ride with him on the back type of thing. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see when that time comes.
Yeah, do a dad and Matt kind of thing, man.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah, that's
Right.
it. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
But you know, the thing you can tell him is just like I tell myself when I was a teen, is that chicks love motorcycles.
There you go.
Man.
And they dig scars too.
And they dig scars and dig guys on motorcycles and shit. You know, if you want to get chicks, get a bike.
Yep. Just look at Luke Perry.
Oh, that's so wrong. Yeah, look at Keanu Reeves, man.
There you go.
Girls are coming when they see him, you know.
We got
Yeah.
Spiffles in here. Hey, man.
Yes,
Hey,
sir.
Spiff.
Y'all hear me all right?
Yeah.
Yep, we can.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Exactly.
Congratulations, by the way, on the bun in the oven no longer being in the oven.
Oh, thank you. What's crazy is it came out a lot sooner than we were expecting to. So, you know,
Oh, that's a
3 weeks
surprise.
early. It came out 3 weeks early at the beginning of July. So, you know, it's been almost 2 months now, which is crazy to think about. So, what's up, Brad? But yeah, man, how you doing, man? How you doing? Nice to actually have you on here tonight.
Yeah, it's thank you for having me. It's life's been hectic to say the least.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yep. If you guys check out Spiff McFluff's channel, he is working on building up his workshop, and it looks like you got your bike in there this last time, right?
Yeah, I keep it in there pretty regularly now. I've got a system where I can bring it in and out of the basement.
Out of the
often,
base.
so.
That's awesome.
Out of the basement. Okay. You got a garage and a basement. Awesome.
The garage is not actually technically mine. I mean, I'm allowed to use it,
Right.
Okay.
but I kind of like having the bike, 10 feet from my bed.
There you go. Oh,
Oh,
it's a beautiful sight to fall asleep to.
Oh yeah, for sure. Makes me feel all warm and cozy.
There you go.
Especially,
So, man, how did you get into motorcycling to begin with? Then.
So when it kind of goes back about 10 years before I was born, actually. My dad used to ride. He was with an MC up in New York, actually not too far away from where I am now.
Sorry,
Oh,
Smith.
no.
Could you try and see if you could get the volume in your mic up a little bit? Because we are lucky we got headphones.
Just a little soft.
Yeah, just a little bit. We can hear you, but I think it's hard depending on how the other guys are listening.
Mr. McStash.
Let's see if I can get
That's
see
better.
if I can up my.
Raleigh's gonna give a little help there.
Thank
Oh, say something again there, Spiff. I think you sound a lot louder there.
Something.
Yeah, awesome.
There you go.
There we go.
Perfect.
Okay.
Can I just say something?
No. Yeah. What's up?
Can you put his link up so I can check out his
Yeah.
channel?
I'll put it up for you guys here in a second. Yep.
Yeah, it's actually it's YouTube/Spiff McFluff. That's it.
Yeah, I'm gonna find it.
I have spoken, Mr. McStash has said.
There he is. Yep.
Mandalorian reference. Nice.
All right. Well,
But
this
yeah,
does
so
not have your custom URL, but this will get people to where we need to go.
that'll work.
I'm going to change mine to oldfart.com.
I think it's taken. Watch
No,
out.
no, I'm
Yeah,
older.
but it brings you to
I'm
a
older
site
than
that
flesh.
you don't necessarily want to be on. I'm sure.
Yeah.
No, you can't be.
Cool. All right. Now that we can hear you, go ahead.
Yeah, so it started about 10 years before I was born, actually. My dad used to be part of an MC not too far away from where I am now in New York. And it was the Southern Tier Riders. So he would ride. It was him, my uncle, and the rest of the MC. And he had sold his last bike about 10 years before I was born, but he always had stories. And those stories kind of inspired me to really want to ride. So I started out with bicycles, you know, as the American child does, because engines are expensive.
Sure.
And then eventually I fell into, like, you know, a little pocket chopper, you know, a little mini chopper. And then eventually I managed to scrape enough cash together to get my own bike before I had gotten my license. And I thought, I can learn to ride by myself.
Sure.
And I almost put my head through my dad's sailboat, and I thought, maybe it's about time I sign up for the MSF
There you
course.
go.
I think I'll just drop the $300.
There you go.
Better than paying my dad $3,000.
There you
Oh yeah. You'll be a slave for life.
Yeah. So it started out that way, and I thought, economical choices, you know. I'll save on gas. I'll save on insurance. And then I realized I could turn a wrench, and then I stopped saving money.
Everything
the
that
moment-
you just listed there is what we tell our wives for why we need to buy motorcycles.
Oh yeah, for sure. I'm working, like, I've got 2 right now.
Nice.
I don't need another bike, but I want one.
Well, sure.
Oh yeah.
But what do you
gotta
ride
have-
now, though?
The one that I'm riding right now is, I actually have an 09 lowrider.
Right.
Me too.
Oh, wait, is it an 09?
Yeah.
Oh, twinsies.
Another Dynabro.
Another
Yes,
Dyno,
sir.
bro. We got
My dream
way
bike.
too many Dyno bros.
I don't think dynamic trio is gonna work.
No.
Oh well, I don't know.
We don't-
It could be the Obi-Wan Kenobi to the Luke Skywalker and Leia. You
Dude,
have to decide
your analogies, man.
Oh, man.
So I got the headphones, so I got the buns, right? So you know,
Oh, yeah, there you go.
I could be Leia. So I'm,
Can I-
I'm
can I
I'm
be-
the
Well,
I'm the
you-
Luke.
You and me both, Fletch.
yeah.
Can I be
So
Han
I'll be-
Solo? I've got the dashing good looks.
There you go.
Oh,
I'll be the Luke to your Leia.
Oh yeah. Of course, darling. You know, we almost did it. We almost did some bad stuff together, but you know, we finally found out who our dad was. So you know,
You know,
it was pretty
I
close
mean,
there.
It was close
Carrie
for a second.
Yeah.
Kind of hard to pass up. Just saying.
Anyway.
Yep.
Oh man. So
Yeah.
so Spiff rides at 09. That's
Yes.
awesome.
I also have a 98 Shadow that I cannot for the life of me give up at all, because I love
Good.
that bike.
No, don't. I mean, to me, that's a classic, man. The
Oh, yeah.
Shadow. It's hard to get there. A few there's quite a number of bikes that just aren't being produced anymore, and I think should keep it, man. And for memories and everything else, I regretted
sure.
selling some of those. That ZX 750 that I had, I should have kept it because
ZX
when I had
is
this,
cool too.
I know that, and when I had the ZX, my friend bought the Katana, and he still has that Katana, right? The Katana 750, the Suzuki, he still has it. So I should have kept my bike as well. Then it would be a collector's item and stuff, you know, more than anything else. He's always working on it and getting it running. That's an awesome bike.
Dude,
But yeah, don't get rid of the Shadow, man.
No, they don't make 1100s anymore.
No.
And I've never seen your paint scheme on a lowrider before.
It is the only one I've ever seen.
And the decal's unique too, man. Oh wow. That's beautiful.
I was so I about 10 is like 10 11 months ago now, when I moved out of Arizona and into New York, I ended up I think that was one of my better edited videos too, actually.
There we go.
But when I moved, I got hit by a car and totaled my Virago, which I was pretty upset about because I loved that bike.
Well, that's a good bike too.
Yeah, but I got, you know, my settlement plus a little stop whining money. and so I was looking around crap, I was looking around Craigslist, just looking around, you know, I thought, oh, maybe I can buy private or whatever. And then I
Right.
realized COVID's happening, so I can't really just walk into a DMV and you know, get it registered to my name or whatever. So I started looking at like dealerships through Craigslist and found that, and I called them up and said, hey, so I'm coming in and I'm going home with that.
Oh,
And they're like, okay, cool. We've got some financing options. And I said, no, you don't understand. I'm walking in and I'm going home with that.
with it. Yeah.
So, you know,
Yep.
walked in, walked out with a bike, and 3 months later had the title.
Awesome.
Yeah, no, I was super stoked about it. But it's my dream bike, and so few people get the chance to actually own their dream bikes that I'm super grateful for it.
That's awesome. Now, you said your dad used to be part of an MC. Does he still ride? Because I know you said he sold his bike about 10 years before you were born or something like that.
Yeah.
Does he still ride now, or?
When I got my first bike and got my license, he bought his first bike in 30 years.
Oh,
So
very nice.
I think I might have inspired him to start riding again. But
Yeah, I mean, I
kind of bought the wrong bike for him, so he's got to find another one.
there you go. Well, I know I was the same way because as the other day, Dad and I got done riding, and we were at a stoplight about ready to part ways, and he kind of just looked over me. He's like, you know, Brandon, my brother down in Oklahoma, the guy who rode before us and everything, he's always been kind of, it's always been nice to kind of have the bike there. But he's like, the second you bought your motorcycle is when I got the itch again. And so it's because of you. So I was like, are you trying to blame me to justify things? Because you have more motorcycles than I do now. So, I mean, I'll let you have one motorcycle, but now that you have two, but yeah, so it's kind of cool because, I mean, Dad and I always had football stuff together, but now we have motorcycles on top of it. So it's just awesome what motorcycles can do for a family.
Yeah.
My dad and I first started bonding, I mean, like over small engines and stuff, but we always had boats, and then I bought a bike, and now we have that as well. So it's definitely amazing what motorcycles do to bring a family together who does ride.
Yeah, I totally agree. And what about the journeys you've been on? Anything interesting?
The best and also worst ride I've ever been on, this is simultaneously the best and worst, was a ride that I took when I was moving from Colorado to Arizona. I took the bike. I took the bike from Grand Junction, Colorado to Tucson, Arizona. It's a 10-hour car ride. Turned out to be a 14-hour bike ride, and we did it all in one day.
Wow, awesome.
And I about died.
Were you a little sore?
A little bit. There were some moments where I was actually falling asleep on the bars a little bit, and I was a little terrified. But I made it in one. It was a really. I don't know how to. I really don't know how to explain it. There's only so much I can say to really get the idea across, and none of it's going to be accurate. I
can identify the falling asleep part. I've done it twice.
Oops. I mean, that's not the part that I'm trying to explain. But, I mean, that just happened.
No, but that's one of my stories that I didn't want to talk about.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Oh, we have time.
Put that under the rug a little bit. But it's simultaneously humbling and confidence inspiring at the same time.
Yeah.
Like it kind of makes you a little quietly cocky, Just
Oh, yeah.
a little bit, just like I did that, but you don't want to say it too loud because then it's like if you do, then it kind of takes away the experiences you've learned from it a little bit,
Well said.
Sure.
Well said.
I agree, and then I think the good thing about doing this kind of long distance trips is that it sets you up for setting goals for yourself, right? And I think
yeah, for sure.
the biggest goal that I'm trying to get myself towards is the iron butt. I did the saddle sore, and I was good and fucked by the end of it. So but I think I'm gonna try and do it. I was supposed to do the iron butt this year, but again, because of the C-19, that's not gonna happen anytime soon.
Sure.
But the moment the borders open, we're gonna be like
I mean,
everyone rushing in sales.
for 1,000 miles. I mean,
I'm from Singapore, right? And if you know anything about Singapore,
you have to ride in circles about 1,000 times.
From morning to night before I could get, because it's 74 kilometers by 34 or 45.
That's
right?
not
So
very. Wow. Okay, that's not very.
It's a
big
little
at all.
island. It's a little island because fit in somebody in Chapelfett's lake or something. If he has a lake there and where he is, right?
I think that's the size of my backyard. I'm not.
Yeah, probably is.
Way smaller than Outback's backyard.
Exactly. So imagine I'll probably have to be doing that for 2 days. Just to do the iron butt, and then I'll be well and truly baked,
Oh, yeah. No, I mean, I sincerely wish you luck. You are a stronger man than I.
Well, not around the island, but we do have enough distance to do all the way to Thailand. I mean, like I said, I'm in Asia, so Singapore, Malaysia, Thailand, and I've done that over 3 days anyway to the northern part of Thailand, which is roughly about 2,000 miles.
And you've got, wow. Okay, I'm gonna, whatever complaining I have from here on out, I'm just gonna shut the fuck up.
Yeah, but that the rules with the iron button saddle saw is you have to do it within 24 hours.
Yep.
And you have to do that distance within 24 hours. So
yeah,
in that case, the 2,000 I did is over 3 days.
Okay.
Right. That's not like I'm not going to do it, until I fall asleep or fall off the bike.
Well, yeah, but I mean, 2,000 miles in a single trip is still very impressive.
I used to.
I cannot even fathom being able. That would get me back to Arizona, and I mean, like that would be amazing, but like I don't think I could do that in 3 days.
I don't even think I put 2,000 miles on my bike this year with everything that has happened. So
yeah, that's true.
Oh wow.
It's been bad because I mean I used to rack up miles every day when I used to ride into work every single day. It would be 50, 60 miles depending on which ride I would take.
You can't see it, but I'm waving.
That's that's 300 miles a week if I rode every day. Well, now that I'm working from home, I don't do that, and so it's the 1,200 or I think I put like 1,700 on it now, but it's a chore to rack up miles right now for me, which
I mean, take care of kid, ride bike.
I know which one I would like to do, and I know which one keeps me alive. So
put a kid in the backpack.
Clearly, it's the motorcycle that keeps you alive.
Yes, truly that. No. But no, like this weekend, it's pretty much I'm now relegated to kind of like a weekend warrior type where I can go out on either Saturday or Sunday, and that's where I rack up my miles. But
honestly, dude, riding is riding. Don't let anybody tell you different.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I've kind of accepted that at this point, and I know in about 5 years or so when they're both grown and enough anyway, there'll be a little bit more. But right now it's a little hit or miss. But.
Hey, by the way, sidecars do not look good on Dynas.
No, they don't.
No. That's not gonna happen. But talking about long trips and stuff, I think a couple of people in the side chat who has done quite a number of trips recently. I know Black Phoenix Entertainment has done a couple of trips. Mr. McStash has done a couple of trips. In fact, I saw his last video on doing the drive-in thing again. And Bells rides moto. She's actually on her bike right now. And I know that she's been doing some rides, so it'd be great if you guys could come in and tell us about your rides and why you got into motorcycles. I left the link in the chat, side chat anyway.
Bell's rides was riding her motorcycle while chatting in side chat. That's impressive.
Yeah, she says she's gonna lose.
Whoa.
Where was it? I'm gonna lose
servers around a corner or something.
Yeah, I'm gonna lose service around the bend.
Is she riding on the back or is she just out front?
I mean, I'm not going to say who I know that did that, but I know some people that have texted and ridden before. They put up a motor mount there in a straightaway, and they kind of like. I'm just like, why?
Well,
I ride to get away from all that nonsense.
I don't even have cruise control. That'd be really hard.
I mean, I have one of those throttle locks that just kind of sits on your throttle tube and
Right.
presses up against your brake lever, but like nothing fancy.
Yeah.
I still don't pull out my phone. Like, no. My whole thing about like riding and versus technology and like phones is the reason why I'm on the bike is to not be bothered by anybody.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm an incredibly introverted person. I actually put out a video about that.
So
But
you can actually talk.
Yeah,
Nice.
I put out a video explaining like it's not that I need some leave me the fuck alone time,
Yep.
Right.
and that's primarily what the bike is for. I can't answer my phone. I can't answer a text. You're gonna have to wait until I decide to get 36 hours down the road.
Right.
But
Or choose or choose a destination that has no service at all.
My house.
There you go. Always know it's always fun when you're riding down the road and you feel that vibration in your pocket, not from the motorcycle, but someone's trying to get a hold of you. I'm like, well, I got another 30 minutes before I plan on stopping.
Right.
If it's a real emergency, if they keep calling and calling and calling, I will pull to the side of the road and see what it's about. But if it's just like a one and done, I am not pulling anything out the phone. I'm not answering and getting a bill collector.
Not even a little.
Yeah.
I've legitimately let my sister go to voicemail. Like, nope, not happening.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I normally tell people that I'm going on a trip, and then for lengths of time, my favorite rocket ship, and I would either declare on Facebook or text my friends and say, look, you really need to get to me at this time. I'll be there drinking a beer. Get me then.
Find me.
Yeah, find me. If it's an emergency, fine. I at each stop I'll check my phone, but other than that, there's no way I'm going to be picking up the phone while I'm riding.
I mean, I've done the Senna thing, so like I've definitely talked to like my friends while I was riding home from work or whatever, but like that was super few and far between.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll make a phone call every now and then, but it's usually just, if anything, I was kind of doing a little side chatting over here, and I'll sometimes listen to some tunes through my Senna, but a lot of times it's just the bike. It's like that's all the soundtrack I need.
No, absolutely.
I listen to music almost every time I ride.
I listen to music every time I get on the highway. Shockingly enough.
That's fair.
Here's a question: why did you leave Arizona?
Ooh, that is a very simple question with a very complicated answer.
Okay, we've got time.
All right. So I take it easy, Black Phoenix. So I
all right, man.
Let me figure out my words here. I'm not English very well. I told my story and didn't expect to be here for that much longer.
Diplomatically answered, but now it needs the backing.
Yeah.
So I first moved away from I grew up in New Jersey, and I first moved away because it's kind of one of those things. If I don't get out now, I'm never gonna get out. I'm never gonna have my own life. I'm gonna be stuck taking care of my pops. I'm gonna be stuck taking care of my dad. And I have two other siblings that can pull the weight this time. I'm tired of cleaning up messes. So I decided to GTFO to Colorado, and then to Arizona, and then a bunch of shit ended up going sideways. So I lost the job that I really didn't like anyways. And my girlfriend at the time had recently broken up with me, and hey, don't out me like that, man. No, I wanted to be. I got to a point where I kind of needed a hard reset without actually going back to the place where I hated living.
Sure.
And I wanted to be closer to my dad without being in New Jersey, because New Jersey is an awful place. But yeah, so I moved a little closer to my dad, so in case, you know, shit hit the fan even more,
Sure.
it wouldn't be that far out of my way to go see him. But I don't have to, you know, I'm 3 hours away, so it's a matter of I'll see you on my terms.
There you go.
Yeah.
Also, I can't stand certain people within my familial hierarchy. So.
Sure, you love them and hate them. Yep, yep.
Yeah,
I get
I'm
it.
gonna take half of that statement.
Option as to which one we think it is.
Yeah, exactly.
No.
Yeah.
If
Oh,
you
cool.
guess right, I'll do 10 jumping jacks. Not that you'll be able to see them.
With the camera off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's cool that you. I know. I feel like a lot of us. Now, I can't speak for Roland or Fletch, but I've mentioned on many of my videos before the whole introvertness thing. You know, this is definitely, even this today is me outside my normal comfort zone. I normally talk to 2 guys all day at work, and that's the max that I normally talk to. Everything else I can send like a text message or something like that.
Once a month.
Yeah. and it's just like, you know, and then I do have to answer some inbound calls, but most of that's just like, you know, whatever. So you put me in a social setting, like if the 4 of us were sitting at a bar, I would be dead quiet. That's just how I am when I'm actually around people. I just get kind of locked up. But this YouTube thing has allowed me to, you know, kind of express the thoughts, because right now I'm
Blossom.
sitting. Yeah,
That's beautiful.
I'm just basically just sitting in here in the room by myself right now. Like, now I want an onion blossom from Outback Steakhouse. That sounds good.
Photos have layers, Donkey.
Cake's got layers.
Parfait. Everybody loves parfait.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Listen, I'm that way as well. I mean, honestly, I'm not an extrovert. I may seem like it, but I'm not.
Yeah.
Unlike a lot of my, I think I solo ride a lot more than anything else. You know, if I can't get anybody to come along with me, I'm not looking up. I'll just say, look, I'm going for this trip. You want to join me? Join me. Don't want to? It's fine. Most of the time, I'm on my own.
Oh yeah.
You know,
That's
and it's only because of sometimes the job and circumstances that you have to come out of your shell, right?
Exactly.
But even to this day, I'd rather stay home, play with my dog, and watch TV and be by myself, as opposed to going out and partying and stuff. And usually, and when I do go to bars and stuff, I'm just like Brett. I would sit at the bar. I won't join the other tables, and I'm happy to just sit there and drink my whiskey in peace.
Well, you guys will be a barrel of fun.
Oh, it's not that. But here's the weird thing, though, is even while we're not talking, though, and we're sitting kind of ourselves or distancing ourselves, whatever, it's actually a good time, because I'm a people watcher. I love to watch people and hear their conversations. It's just, you know, most of the times, like, unless I have something that I know I can chime in and, you know, get a laugh or something like that,
for sure.
Or until they get me completely wasted. Then everything's off the table. So.
I was gonna get there, you know. It's like after a bottle of whiskey, and then Mr. Hyde comes out, right? And then you're Mr. Hyde, and then suddenly you're grabbing the mic, and then you're on karaoke, you know, and shit like
Singing
that.
a really bad version of Journey's "Don't Stop Believing." You know, yeah. Right. Believe it or not, so a lot of people. Where we announced from the that's cool.
Yeah.
That's actually a really good system.
Yeah,
I like that idea.
That's a good system.
my closest friend who rides, my closest really good buddy who rides is about 3 hours away from me, 3-4 hours away from me. So it's I don't really get the chance for group rides, and I haven't in like over a year. But I'm still just as happy by myself.
Yep.
Yeah.
I have a lot of people have this common misconception, especially people that are like just getting to know me. Well, like on YouTube, I'm being super never karaoke. I'm being super talkative and super upbeat comparatively, but like in social situations where I actually want to go out and hang out with friends, I'm almost borderline manic in my excitement. Like I get really happy. I like and none
Oh,
of
I'm
my
gonna
fun-
unsubscribe now.
I it's never at the expense of another person, but I always want to, I always want to make sure I keep things, have people having fun. I like to be this, not the center of attention, but
Yeah.
if me entertaining people puts a smile on their face, then so be it.
Yeah. I have a feeling, Spiff, if you and I were ever to do a group ride together and we had our sentences going, there wouldn't be a single word communicated back and forth, and yet it would be the best time in the world.
Oh, hell yeah. Just occasionally, just like, hey, you see that duck? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's funny. Yeah. That's it.
I know.
This is the worst dual vlog ever, but this is great.
But here's the thing
Turn
about
into like an ASMR dual vlog. Like I guarantee you.
I know. And here's the thing. I don't know if you guys have experienced it or not, with the Senas, especially if you have the Bluetooth ones more than the mesh ones, is that you're happy as a clam on your bike. In my case, I also listen to music, right? And my taste of music is a little bit strange. My playlist is weird, right? And then suddenly when you need to talk, or the guy needs to talk to you, he presses intercom, then he starts talking, and then music gets cut off.
Like,
Then
hey,
the
I was
next-
listening to that.
Yeah, I know. Then the next thing you know is that when you're done with the conversation, you're back and you want to go back to your Slipknot or whatever that you're listening to. And then you get his music.
What?
Yeah, I know it.
McBride.
I think that happens to the older Senas.
Oh yeah, like the SMH 10Rs or whatever.
Yeah.
Exactly. And I think he had the I forget the name of the helmet that came with the older versions, right?
Oh no.
Right. Yeah, it's all inbuilt. It looks sleek, nothing sticking out, right? So it's an older one. I think I had
big ass fin on top of your head.
exactly, and I had the 10C when it first came out because I also wanted to record shit along the way.
Sure.
And then the last thing I get was like when he cuts it off and I hear his music and he's fucking listening to Kenny G. I was like, until you try to get it off and you try to do stuff and you can't get Kenny G out of your helmet for the next half hour, right, to the next stop, right? It's like, oh shit.
Why would you do this to me?
No,
Oh,
not
that's
Kenny
when you
G.
find the power button. You go, come on, off,
Oh, yeah.
off.
I know, but the old ones are really way on the back, and then you're trying to ride, and you're doing a good speed, and you're trying to get to it, and fucking put the power off, and it's like, oh fuck it, Kenny G,
Your helmet's
shit.
buffeting because you're sitting wrong.
Yeah, then you're like doing this and right, and then
And you're the lead
People are
rider.
actually like,
You're
"What's
the
that?
lead
Is that water
rider.
in here?"
exactly.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm the first guy in the chain, right? And then I'm fucking
Yeah, the bike's going like this.
God damn it, right? Then I want to take his iPod and throw it into the ditch, when I got to the next stop. I said, oh, fuck, no more Kenny G, god damn it.
Yeah,
Your biker card, hand it over.
No, come on.
yeah,
No.
yeah.
If you were listening to hair metal or something, I kind of would understand.
Yeah,
then-
like at the very least, some Twisted Sister.
So then he had Kenny G and some of this elevator music was elevator music all the way. Oh, it's death, man. Oh, really.
You're sitting there listening to like freaking what was Slayer, and then all of a sudden you're listening to like freaking I lost it. Never mind.
Exactly.
gone.
I mean, I'm not sure about the music taste of everyone. I mean, okay,
Might as well have
fine.
Sound of Music or something going.
Exactly, but you know, for me is, again, I grew up in the 70s and the 60s, so I also have some Led Zeppelin, some Deep Purple, and then as it goes on, a couple of hair metal. Okay, you know, sorry, we got a Bon Jovi and Pantera and shit like that. Then it goes to the modern stuff. Then I still
Bon Jovi
get
was
some.
from New Jersey.
Yeah, I know, right?
He was a
And-
dick.
Sorry, and by the way, his initials is BJ, right? So
Yeah.
right,
Everybody loves a good blowy.
exactly. You know, so yeah.
Put
Stuff
you
like
back on my subscriber list now.
Yeah, those were the days, you know. Man,
Mr. McDash is recommending ABBA, I think.
ABBA,
ABBA, yeah.
Waterloo.
No.
Yeah.
Okay,
Money,
so we're
money.
okay.
I listen to
Yeah.
everything from like Cream from like the 60s because, you know.
Oh yeah, Creed.
Yeah, cream was good.
Yeah.
And then,
Eric Clapton.
I'll listen and, you know, sit there and listen to like OTEP and Tyr and, you know, all the Viking metal. And then I'll go back and I'll listen to shit like Of Monsters and Men, like super hipster stuff. I'm all over the place, man.
Yeah, same.
Dude, that Viking metal is awesome.
Have you heard of Tyr?
I've not heard of Tyr, but I've heard
Go
look
listen
him up.
to
I've heard it too.
Is Tyr anything like it's more on the metal core, or are you talking about the symphonic core or the stuff like
It's
Lacuna Coil and stuff?
so Arcuna. You know Arcuna?
Acuna and Lacuna Coil.
Oh, okay.
And what's the other group that I listened to some of these people, but I'm not sure what that particular group is like.
It's kind of if you took Vorjuna and put an electric guitar in there.
I'm listening to some Tyr right now.
Yeah, I'll look up Regan Schmieder. It's one of my favorites. It's Regan Schmieder. I forget how to say it in Iceland. Like that, all of their lyrics are traditional, like traditional Norse too. Like it's not just like, oh, this is Icelandic, the closest thing. No, it's actually old ancient Scandinavian.
So 508 Dinah says he's gonna go look up Kenny G on YouTube. Do you think he has any idea what he's about to get into?
Oh no!
You've never been in an elevator, right, dude?
I'll have to
Scooby,
play,
come on.
Have you ever been on hold?
play Kenny G in a video.
No.
We've lost him.
Nightmare, man. Oh god.
Oh no!
Jesus. Yeah,
Oh,
but
no.
I mean, I love the stuff that's because, you know, to me is at one point in the late 2000s when metalcore started to be, or metal started to be a little bit more screamo side and stuff. So my age was showing, so I couldn't really fathom, understand what they were saying. So to me, if there's no melody and I don't know what they're saying, it just doesn't mean anything to me, right? So then I moved off to the European stuff, like you said, the Viking metal, right?
Yeah.
Or the Viking symphonic metal, right? Where you had all the women lead singers like Within Temptation, Lacuna Coil, which is from Italy, and a
I
few
will
others.
have to check out Lacuna Coil. That sounds
They're really good.
That sounds badass. I'm gonna link you guys over in the I'm gonna send you the link here.
So I don't think this band is classified as Viking metal, but you guys heard of Saxon?
Yes.
I have not.
They're an English metal band, and they're from like the 70s on. And I remember is like I was just out of college, and it was like one of those things like, you know, you could get like a CD for $1. I'm like, well, forget. Let's see what this is about. And
Popular? Why not?
And it was like one of the best CDs I had ever purchased in my life.
Oh man, you're a hipster before hipsters were cool.
Yeah. We bought these things called compact disc back in the day. Which before that I bought a tape cassette.
Which are about this big.
And Fletch and Roland bought 8 tracks.
1984 didn't hit
Reel
my
to
house
reel.
until about 2003.
Oh yeah.
We were
I
a
think-
little behind the times.
Yeah, I think Saxon or some of the members have are pretty iconic. I mean, I'm from that era, so I remember Saxon, and then you have Iron Maiden, which is the same
Mhm.
period,
Mhm.
right?
I know Iron
And
Maiden.
we're now off to talking about music now.
again.
But
I
I mean,
actually saw a show was Anthrax opening for Lamb of God.
Nice.
oh,
It
nice.
was, I cannot put it into words.
Mr. McStash Mr. McStash, good
I had
man.
a car with 8-track.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
That was us. If we were boomers, right? That's us, right? We didn't have cassette tapes. It was 8 tracks. I know my dad had a reel-to-reel at home, and in his car he had an 8-track, and that's when I first heard, when I was like 15, Led Zeppelin and Eric Clapton and Deep Purple and everything. He had
Zappa.
this bootleg
Zappa,
8-track,
Frank Zappa.
and Frank Zappa as well, right? And he had stuff on it, and it was playing throughout when we were going out for lunch or dinner or what have you on the weekends, and it was awesome, man. And that's how I got into that music as well, right? All this
Oh,
bootleg.
yeah,
I
My
think
Done Life is in here. I didn't see that until just now. Hey, dude.
Kiss 8-track years ago. Wow.
Whoa.
So our age is showing, man.
Wanna rock and roll all night.
You got it. There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. Now you're putting me on the spot. Now I'm getting shy.
Scooby. Told you, right? Told you, man.
Who? What?
No, he says he's falling asleep with Kenny G.
Oh man.
That'll happen, Scooby. That will happen.
Warn you, man. Warn you.
So yeah, how's that elevator ride going?
Oh,
I think he actually left our live stream just to go listen to Kenny G.
You should have stayed, mate. It was a much better experience.
Oh,
my God.
man.
Oh God, that's awesome, man. Rolly, what about
Yes,
you?
sir.
When you ride, do you listen to music, or is just the wind and the sound of your
I-
exhaust?
I think it's because of my age. I just find it really hard to listen to music when I'm riding. It really ruins my concentration. I've tried it a couple of times, but I find it annoying.
Okay.
Yeah, it doesn't work for me for whatever reason. Car, every time I hop in the car, I put the tunes on, but for some reason on a bike, I've just got to zone out. Yeah.
That's fair. I mean, yeah. Oh,
I mean, I get like I don't know what type the centers, how they work, but I got the FM5C, and like if someone rings me, it actually tells me who they are, which is good because I get the option to go answer or not, and generally it's not.
FU button.
Yeah,
yeah.
because I'm kind of a bit of the reverse to you guys. I see lots of people every day, and we engage in very deep conversations, and my unplugged time is totally my unplugged time.
Oh yeah.
So I hop on the bike, everybody gets the big finger, and see you later.
Nice.
You're goddamn right.
No, I mean that's I mean, I know a guy who is my best buddy, and we ride most of the time, and the longest distance. We're always doing very long distances, but he just couldn't be fucked to put on a center because he really doesn't want to connect to anything, right? So I do tell him that, hey, dude, in case that something goes wrong, we have this technology. I would like to talk. Otherwise, I'm not going to bother you. I'm going to listen to my music, right?
Yeah.
So he said, no, fuck that. You can signal me if you want, which I end up doing, right? So he takes the lead. Then if anything comes up or what have you, I would like be tearing down the road right next to him, tell him, listen, pull off to the side and stuff like that. But okay, fine. I mean, to each his own, right? Some people like to have music. Some people won't. To each his own. So long as the most important thing is enjoy the ride and get to the destination, right? Which is the other thing that I want to talk about is, at the end of the day, is of course we ride to ride, right? They always say it's not about the destination, it's about the journey. But truth be told, we also think about destination. Exactly. So we think about the destination. We enjoy the ride, but we think about the destination as well. And then we think about and we talk about and think about the
Oh
place that we're going to go to, and we've got the Harley Road Show.
How's it
Yeah.
going?
Him?
Jesus bloody Christ
This guy.
almighty, fuck me that shit.
Yeah. But we've already started, mate.
How are you, boys?
All
Hello,
good, mate.
senor.
Good afternoon. How you going?
Good,
All
mate,
good,
yourself?
mate.
Yeah, not too bad. Not too bad.
Good. It is a sensational day here.
Still got
I
you
am-
locked up?
Jealous.
It is freaking awesome. I'll show you.
Oh no.
He's gonna make me feel.
Wait,
bad.
that's it. You can't go out any further than that. Just go back in your.
Yeah, but here's the thing: it's beautiful, and he was posting up pictures of his pizza. Fuck you, man! I wanted to have some of those pizzas, man.
All right, you're not gonna. I'm gonna squash this right this minute. You can't get pizza outside of New York, Jersey, man. It just doesn't exist.
Homemade wood-fired pizza. Can't beat it.
Oh yeah,
All
that's
right,
a bad.
all right, that's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair. You win.
With a bit of Kenny G playing in the background.
Oh, fuck Kenny G. Can't fucking stand Kenny G.
Come on, don't be like that.
Oh, God. I'd rather stab myself in the eye with a screwdriver than listen to Kenny G. Fair dinkum.
Oh, I'm hearing you.
I'd rather have an entirely different kind of screwdriver than listen to Kenny G.
Exactly.
Oof.
Hey, Paul, I know you talked about it on one of your videos, but why don't you just tell us a little bit about why you ride a motorcycle?
Originally I got into dirt bikes and all that sort of stuff. I did a lot of dirt bike racing and all that sort of stuff, but that was in another life. That was years ago. So the first bike I ever got was a 125 125. Then I had a couple of different things, but I got into it originally. I think I've said it before. I used to listen. My granddad was heavily into bikes, and used to listen to his stories of adventures that he had and where he'd been, and he did like some fantastic things back when Australia was still like the Wild West. And he went right up through up through Central Australia, all up through northern New South Wales, all that sort of stuff. Him and a couple of blokes, and I just used to just enthrall me his stories, and they were just awesome stories. So that's what originally sparked my interest. I could have listened to him for years. I just love listening to the stories. And then it's just always been a bug that I've had for as long as I can remember. It's just been something that I've always loved. Even to this day, I was talking to my dad yesterday, and he was talking about, he's from Slovenia, which used to be Yugoslavia or whatever. And he was saying how he used to love riding around on the Vespas over there because of the freedom it gives you. And it's to me, riding a motorcycle is just it's just a different experience. You get far more feel for it than in a car. A car is sort of a sterilized environment. But on a bike, you smell everything, you see everything, you hear everything, you feel everything. It's just that, and I think I say it in my video, it's just that freedom, which is just second to none as far as I'm concerned. I just love it. Love everything about it.
Exactly. And I was just saying just before you came on, it's not about the journey sometimes, although it is about the journey and the ride.
It's about the
but
ride,
also about and the destination as well, because we do look forward to getting to that, and why we picked that destination anyway, right? And what was the best destination you've been to?
Oh man,
Must have been when you came to Adelaide.
that was good. Yeah, actually, that whole coast along, down Wyalla, all along that coast, that's a beautiful ride down there.
Good run, yeah.
That's beautiful. The best destination. Look, honestly, I loved Bright. I loved the whole that whole Brighter Days festival. It's sort of like, I suppose, the Australian Sturgis, I suppose you'd call it. But honestly, that whole weekend was just fantastic. The riding was just everywhere you went, the next corner you took was better than the last one. It was like
Yeah.
I didn't know what to film in the end. I actually, if you watch it, I actually say in the video, so I don't know what to film because it was just everywhere. It was just fucking awesome. It was just like, and then we went up to Mount Buffalo, and if when you thought it wouldn't get any better, it just got better and better and better. So, I think for me it was the whole package, and that's what I love about motorbikes. It's the memories you get out of it. It was the place we stayed was far beyond what we expected. It was just like, it was like those traditional Canadian log cabins.
Yeah.
And like everything always looks good in the photos, but when you rock up and it's actually better than in the photos, you think, oh shit, how lucky am I? And then again, there would have been 20,000 people there, and there was not one fuckwit the whole weekend, so that made it even better.
Wow, that's good.
Yeah, every pub
That's
we went
important.
to was just sensational. The people were just so friendly, welcoming, and even to Elaine, there was a point we were at one of the gigs, watching the music. She went off to get some food. I don't know where the hell I was. I was somewhere, probably in the middle of the mosh pit there watching it. And she went off to get some food and was sort of looking around where am I going to sit. And there were some guys there. They said, "Oh, come and sit here." And she was sort of a bit wary. And they said, "Listen, don't worry, we're married. He's married." And then she sat down and she was talking to them while she was eating her dinner. And again, sort of made friends with them. They've been coming there for I think it was 20 years or something. And to me, a lot of it with bikes is the camaraderie. Like even this sort of stuff, like getting to know you guys, is really good. Look, it's like anything. You get wankers.
Sure.
Anywhere, there's some vlogs like there's a couple of Facebook pages, and you go on there and like somebody will ask a question and they just get absolutely hammered for it.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, he's asking a question. Like, just, if you don't want to answer it, don't fucking answer it. Just move on, right?
Exactly.
How do I know what helmet to get unless I ask which helmet to get?
Yeah, like and it's not only that. The whole purpose and reason for that Facebook page is to create conversation. And just because you don't happen to like, or a lot of those times a guy's new to it and he's just trying to make conversation, trying to get into the group. So what, you get fucking hammered for it? Fuck off, you fucking tosser.
Exactly.
And they'll never fucking say it to you. You know what I mean? Like they're all heroes on fucking Facebook, but walking in
Piss and wind.
Yeah, not in normal life they won't say fucking boo because they're fucking shit scared. But look, getting back to what we're talking about, probably the best place I've been in Australia would be Bright. I love Thailand. I love riding around there on the scooters and that. But that's sensational. But that's going overseas. I went to the States last year. I love Texas. Elon and I want to go back there and ride right the way across, do all that sort of stuff there. That'll be fantastic.
I wish I knew you then.
Yeah, no, it was a beautiful spot. I loved it. Mate, fucking love Texas. I love the people there. I love the attitude. I just loved everything about it. I wasn't so big on LA. LA was okay, but just not. It's not the same. It wasn't the same. LA's like being here. You know what I mean? When you go into Melbourne, nobody wants to talk to you. Whereas Texas, everybody wanted to talk to you, which was good. But you know what? Honestly, anywhere I ride, I just love it. And that's why I started filming, because it was just like, surely if I'm enjoying it this much, other people want to see how much fun it can be. So that's why I do it.
And that's probably the reason why I brought it up anyway, because a lot of times, one of the things that we look forward to in all our all our YouTube channels anyway, is watching the ride, and of course watching the destinations you go to, right? Not just simply talking to yourselves or to the camera, but to the destinations as well. And I think was it Bright that you had Batman?
Yeah. Oh fuck, that was funny. Yes, that was Bright. Oh man, that was very fucking funny. So we'd been out all night, and we walked inside, and one of our friends, she went into their bedroom. She goes, "Oh my god, there's something in there. It's like a giant moth or something." And what the fuck?
What?
Anyway, so calm down. So we went into the bedroom.
I mean, it's Australia. I wouldn't put it past you guys.
I go, that's actually fucking bats flying around the bedroom. What the fuck is that? Where did they come from, right? Anyway, we're trying
Don't
to
eat
catch
them.
Yeah, no. And we're trying to catch them, and so we could. So we rang the place we were staying was sort of like at the back of another house, right? So there was like I think it was like 4 acres, and they built this log cabin. They also lived on the property, but we were separate. So we've rung up. His name was Paul as well, and said, "Mate, we've got some bats in the bedroom." He goes, "Oh, you just grab them and get them out."
Yeah,
dude, we haven't got anything to grab them with, right? Because the ceilings were really high, and these things were flying around. It was like, it's going round and round and round and round. Anyway, so he comes in. He goes, "Oh, shit, there's a few. I think there's like 4 or 5 of them."
Yikes.
And anyway, so we finally got them all out of there. And then just as we were about to go to bed, I look up, and my mate Phil's sitting there. I go, "Fuck, Phil, there's another one in the bathroom." He goes, "You're kidding?" I go, "Nah." So the girls are asleep. We're trying to be as quiet as possible while I'm balancing on the fucking toilet trying to grab this bloody
But
this bat. And anyway, finally grabbed it and got it out of there. But just funny things that happen.
And that's stuff what I'm looking for, right? I mean, to me, I think everybody looks out for that, and I think that's why we ride motorcycles, is to find stuff like that. And I think that's like an episode of reality TV that you don't get.
Yeah,
Exactly.
the good stuff, not just like the look at my ass, Kim Kardashian.
Well, I can show you my ass too, mate, but it might be the best view you ever had.
Oh no.
I'm going to have to not so polite.
The funniest part about that whole weekend though was so before we left, my mate's battery was a little bit flat. He goes, "Do you reckon I should change it?" I said, "I would." He goes, "Oh," he said, "Probably the ride up there will be all right." "Oh, no worries." Anyway, so we had the morning. We had this. It's a massive poker run. So there's probably, I don't know, maybe 2,000 bikes all line up. They go through the center of town. Then we do this massive poker run, which goes for probably, it goes all day. Anyway, so we get to the petrol station to fuel up. Anyway, he goes to start his bike. Fuck, the bike won't start, right? And
change the battery.
So we're trying to start it. Yeah, nah, wouldn't get it. So I said to him, "All right." And now if you imagine this petrol station is sort of on a lean like that, right? I said, "If we'll push the bike up to the top of the petrol station,
Bum start.
and bump start it, right? Yeah, no worries." So anyway, there was another bloke pulled up. He goes, "I'll give you a hand to push it." So we push him all the way up the top of the hill. Anyway, go down. Boom, first time doesn't start. So I said, "Look, just chuck it in second or even third. Really try and get it to go." "All right, no worries." I said, "Now make sure you sit your ass on it just as it's about to start, and we'll get it going." Okay. So we push it back up the friggin' hill again. Turn around, pushing. Boom, starts. Oh, thank fuck for that, right? Turns around, comes back, goes, "Oh, thank fuck," turns the bike off.
Why?
What a tosser.
We've looked at him, we've gone, "What the fuck?" He goes, "I can't believe I just fucking did that." So anyway, so for the rest of the poker run, all day, everywhere we went, the bike had to stay running. So we're at the pub getting a drink and some lunch. The bike's running. We go everywhere we went. The fucking bike was running. It was running that hot by the time we got back. Fucking hell, mate! The pipe's really glowing.
Yikes.
Yeah, good day.
Did you have to do any gas stops while running?
No. We're lucky he filled up, so we're lucky there. What was great though, when we got to when you actually go to the actual festival part where the bands and everything are playing, they've got like tents and stuff where they sell t-shirts and all the other gear. Anyway, there was a group there from Albury. So Albury from Bright's probably 2 hours, about 2 hours. So they had a Harley dealership in Albury, and we went up to you wouldn't happen to have a spare battery floating around because this is a Sunday on a public like a 3-day public holiday weekend, right? So nothing's open, and the guy goes, "Oh, I haven't got anything here." He goes, "But I'll tell you what." He goes, "I'll go to Albury and I'll get you one." I've gone, "What?" So this guy has gone to Albury, got the battery, and come back. It's probably 5 or 6 hours later. We just left the bike there. But you know what? Like you can't get how good's that for service? Like all the way to Albury, goes to his shop, gets us a battery, comes all the way back, and we managed to replace the battery and didn't even charge us anything for the freight. He goes, "Oh, I had to go back anyway, blah blah blah."
Yes.
That's
just
badass.
Just awesome. Yeah, no, so it was awesome. Where's Fletch?
Fletch is
There he is.
Oh, there he is.
Yeah, no, I had to go out and have a smoke. It was a late night.
Oh.
Yeah,
It's
Paul's
funny.
story.
doing our stuff.
Paul's stories were so good. He's like, I gotta have a smoke after that.
Yeah.
No, actually,
Was it good for you?
it was. It was. No, I was up last night because then I had a thought, and then I went back to doing the stuff that we were doing. Then you know how it is.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Shit.
It's funny that Paul should mention bats actually, because one time when I was a kid, I managed to hook a bat on my fishing line.
Oh my god, how did you do
On
that?
on your fishing line?
Yeah, I hooked
Holy
a bat.
crap. Holy crap.
It was the strangest thing that ever happened. For some reason, it wasn't casting out, and I was getting a weird vibration. I look up, and a bat's flapping around with my hook. What the hell?
we were out fishing on Port Phillip Bay once. We're trying to catch squid. And I've thrown this squid jig out. And this bloody, I don't even know what you call them, like a friggin' some sort of big seabird. He's seen the squid jig, and I've gone, oh, fuck. And I'm trying to pull it back in so he wouldn't get it. He's dived in, and of course, he's hooked himself on it, hasn't he, right? So here I am trying to pull this huge bird in, right? Anyway, and all these boats around me are looking at me saying, like I'm friggin', Ivan the Terrible, because I'm friggin' trying to get this bird off. Anyway, so we get to the boat. The bird's fucking pecking me, flapping around. We're trying to hold the bird. I'm trying to wrestle the bird. My mate's trying to pull the friggin' squid jig off the bird's foot. Anyway, we managed to do it in the end. But, yeah, that was a bit of a nightmare.
Hey, Captain Ahab, wrong animal.
Oh, fucking hell.
At least you have an albatross around your neck.
That's why the albatross is bad luck now. It was good luck till some idiot killed it.
Exactly. That's how old we are. We're reading stuff like that,
I cannot speak to that. I'm a youngin.
Youngin?
Yes, sir. I'm
Wait,
20.
so,
The youngins say youngin.
Whereabouts in the States are you, mate?
I'm in New York.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm upstate over by Ithaca, so like I'm
Okay.
I'm like right in the middle of everything, but also somewhere in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, my daughter was over there a couple of years ago. She loved it. Loved New
no,
York.
it's gorgeous.
I think Scooby is from there, right? 508 Diner.
Is he?
He's from New York. Yeah.
Where's the? I'm assuming the area code.
I mean, New York is a
508,
big
right?
place, man.
Yeah.
So
I've been
that's-
to.
Oh, he's no. He's up by Black Phoenix, I think, up in
Okay.
New England area.
gotcha.
That's a beautiful part of the country too. There.
Massachusetts.
I mean, I really want to go up. I have a friend up in Maine, and I really want to take a ride. It's only like 5 hours or so.
I can't wait
I mean-
till this. I can't wait till this lockdown's over. We're jumping on the bike and going. I don't know where I'm going yet, but I'm going somewhere.
Are you guys
Yeah.
still completely locked in?
Yep. Another 2
Wow.
weeks.
Wow.
Jeez.
I hear it's gone down a lot. What is it? Just on 100 today?
94 today.
Oh, under 100. Good.
Yeah, 94 today. I think there's another 25 died or something overnight, but
Yeah.
not 94.
Fuck.
Yeah. Yeah.
Our situation here is much better. We're ready we had a couple of days of nothing. So we're now hoping to go into phase 3. So if that phase 3 happens, means that we could go back to life, But
Yeah,
the borders are not going to open because our neighbors are still in the shits, are still fucked, So that's not going to happen anytime soon.
yeah. I don't think they're going to. They won't open the borders here for quite a while because I think Roland doesn't want us to come. But
No.
look, I'll be happy to get out of Melbourne. I'll be happy to get out of 5Ks from where I am. So that'll be great.
I'm really hoping. Actually, yeah, I would totally meet you guys in Maine or New Hampshire. Like I would.
Well,
Totally,
that's a long way for me to come.
Well, I'm at the side chat there because they're talking about Maine or New Hampshire. I'm like, hell yeah, I'm down.
Well, I was supposed to meet Fletch in
Yeah.
Thailand this year, but that all fell apart
Exactly.
too. That would have been awesome.
That would have
We're
been
supposed to do it during every year in the month of April, Thailand celebrates their new year. It's called the Water Festival. I don't know if you've read about it. And that's a perfect time for an entire week. Everybody just doesn't give a fuck. They're all drunk as skunks, having parties on the roads.
Sounds like Mardi Gras.
It is. And you're wet every day anyway as well, right? There's no way you can escape because it's part of the ritual. They'll throw buckets of water or have those pump guns or whatever. The water
Super
guns.
soakers. Yeah.
That's super soakers, exactly. So they're selling it on the streets, and everybody's people on water trucks, and then just with the hoses and everything else. So you're just wet, right, all the time. And it's
cool.
awesome. So it's just party all the time. So I was meant to go up to Thailand and meet Paul at where was this? We're supposed to meet.
I was going to be in Khao Lak, but I could have made it down to Phuket or wherever.
Oh no, I would love to go to Khao Lak, meet you there, and then we ride up to Phuket.
Yeah.
But then again, it would mean that you have to rent out a Harley, right?
Yeah.
Not on a 125 fucking scooter. Fuck that, you know.
My ass would be around my neck by the time I got there.
Exactly. The scooters. We ride scooters because then it'll be easier, right? When we're in the town itself, right? Off our skulls.
Yeah.
With most of the time anyway, and then it's to the pubs, to the restaurants, and back again to the hotel for continued stuff.
So I'll be going there for quite a while now. So we sort of know everybody there. Anyway, some friends of ours over there said, "I want you to come back to our village and we'll come to our place for dinner." Blah blah blah. So it's not a holiday sightseeing holiday anymore. It's actually catching up with friends holiday, right? So anyway, so we said, okay, yeah. So we jumped on the scooters. Fucking hell! Like an hour and a half, 2 hours later, we're still riding it, and my ass was like
on fire.
I look like the back end of a baboon. You know what I mean? Like holy
monkey
crap! How far are we going? Anyway, one of the best days we ever had over there. We had a ball, but just those scooters, they are not meant for long hauls. No, not at all. No. Especially when you're 6'3" and I look like a friggin' I don't know what pumpkin on a praying mantis.
Bear on a bicycle.
Yeah,
motorcycles that I love though, like as opposed to like cars or any other mode of transportation. Like you get a bad flight, for example, and it just sucks. Like it like a bad flight always sucks. A bad car ride always sucks, no matter what. Yeah, you get on a bike and you have a bad bike ride, you have a great time.
You have a memorable experience.
There's nothing bad about it. You come back with a story at the worst.
Yeah,
I know. And the worst part, sorry,
go for it.
Yeah, and the worst part about riding scooters in Thailand is that for me, I've never had an automatic before in my life, right? So the first time I went to. So the first time you get on it and you're thinking, fuck, where's the brakes? Oh, fuck, where's the clutch, right?
Yeah.
And then pull the clutch and it's actually a brake and you do
it. Exactly. And they go, and you're skidding and you're doing slides and everything else and it's all wet anyway, right? Then I remember...
back it in, Fletch, back it in.
I know. So I met this, of course, we met this chick at this bar and she said, listen, I take you to another bar, rock bar, a great bar, right? So I was thinking, yeah, band. That's what I need. I don't want to see people on poles, man. Fuck that. Right. So I'm gonna go. So then says, okay, you got bike? I say, yeah, I got bike. Right. So I'm fucked up. I jumped on the bike. She gets behind me and I'm going, right? And then like every now and then hitting the fucking brake because I'm trying to clutch in, right? Then she's after like 5 minutes, she says, get off the fucking bike. I ride. You get behind me, so it's like I'm fucking this is a better option anyway, right? Then we get to this rock bar. I think that's probably the best thing as well. That's awesome.
Then when you got to the rock bar, she goes, "Geez, I'm fucked." You said, "Sorry, that was the only way I could hang on."
Yeah, exactly. Oh my god, doggy on the bike. Okay, anyway.
Wow.
We're getting there.
This is what happens when Bunny makes the left turn at Albuquerque.
Fletch kept saying, "Just keep hitting that brake, baby. Just keep hitting that brake."
Yeah. Just stab it.
I'm almost there. Come on, faster.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Jesus. Yeah, that's the best. And the thing is that again, and it's because it's the water festival. So most of us will either be in shorts and t-shirts or what have you, and the chicks there are all in bikinis. Oh, that's so awesome, man.
Just the dudes in bikinis you got to watch out for.
Oh yeah, exactly. You know?
Yeah.
And the
Borat.
Borats, exactly. I'm just thinking about the Borats. You know, oh my god, that's
The mankini.
Bikini.
I need to have at least two bottles of whiskey for that.
That's all it takes, huh?
To accept, not to take it up. You know.
Oh,
Yeah, you know, the aeroplane ones, you know.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, I look
not
forward to
healthy.
that, man.
The best part about that ride we had there, like it's for when you're over there, like you'd be riding through the jungle and you see like elephants on the side of the road, and you're seeing like it's just weird. You think the first time I saw it, I said, "Is that a fucking elephant walking up the road?" Like you could see it from ages away, and sure enough, it was.
Exactly. I mean, I had
All I
that.
can think of now is like Dr. Jones.
What was the name of that group that sang it? Right, Dr. Jones.
Dr. Jones, darling, Dr. Was it Aqua? No.
Aqua. That's it.
Yeah,
Yeah. Viking pop.
Yeah.
It's not Viking rock, but Viking metal or just Viking pop. Yeah. But the thing is that elephants there, in the States probably, and in Australia is probably the roos. In the United States it's probably deer and what have you.
It varies, man. It depends on which. So in New York, like in all the green states, it's definitely deer. And like if you get up further north or like northwest, it's you fucking caribou and shit. Like, like I'm not even kidding. And like moose are a problem.
Oh my
And then in
God.
like Arizona, it's the fucking javelina. And
The
like
what?
yeah, there it is. Okay. Javelina are part of the rodent family, but they look like hogs. They look like warthogs. They're mean. They're meaner than hell, and they're super aggressive. They're the guy. Did you just look at me funny and like mauls your face off, right?
Oh my God.
Fucking, I used to have to carry every day just to make sure my ass wouldn't get eaten by a javelina.
Shit.
And they're bulletproof.
Right.
Like
Seriously?
you can't just shoot them in the head.
Oh, that's
like
so
it's,
weird
God.
looking.
yeah, they're yeah. So like
He's actually
that's
looking
the
it up.
Ah, such a weird looking.
more than one biker's been bitten by a snake on the road. Like they would run him over, and the snake would have just enough reflex to reach over and bite him as he rode by. And we're talking like 70 miles an hour. Like they're mean out there.
Oh my God. But
So like
Yeah.
Arizona is like our own little outback. Like we've got a whole bunch of stuff that'll fuck you up.
man, here in Asia, it's either monkeys, and in Thailand, it's elephants. And I've had an elephant there, come across an elephant as well.
That's got to be
And,
terrifying, though. Like,
oh my God, what the
yeah,
fuck?
that's a javelina.
Okay.
Jesus Christ.
They're bulletproof too. Like their skulls are about as dense as bear skulls. So you shoot it, and all you're gonna do is piss it off. You gotta like
Oh my
somehow
God.
outman it. Like it's
Never heard of it.
Oh my
like-
God.
like you gotta like go for a heart shot or something. Like it's bad.
Shit. Yeah, it's some
Yeah.
predator shit, man. Fuck.
Seriously.
Jesus.
And they're mean and angry.
Yeah, but
And then
in Thailand, the elephant is like the king of animals. They got a lot of respect for them, just like cows in India. And no matter what, you stop and you let it do its own thing. Not for the fact that it might turn around and kill you, right? But but if you do anything to the elephant, then you're in jail, right? Or you scare it or something, and you're in jail. In fact, they got pretty stiff laws on that. So a lot of times, and the worst part, it happened to me. Getting out from Phuket, I don't know if you know where Phuket is, and it's the only way to get out of Thailand and this little island called Phuket was to get up the mountain range, right? So we were uphill, and suddenly turn around the corner, big fucking elephant there.
oh,
So we're hanging on there on our brakes and shit, you know, and I'm just waiting for it to move off, you know. So that's really
It's not
tough.
moved, is it?
No, and then the guy and slowly taking a good walk and all that. Nobody can do shit.
I ain't in no hurry. Well, shit,
You know. And worse if he poops right in the middle of where you're going. Right?
Then you
Fuck,
lose it.
I know elephant poop is not like regular poop, you know. It's like fuck. So you get poop on your bike as well.
It's like a wheelbarrow worth of shit.
Yeah, exactly. Jesus. The guy that's going there, and you can't just go around it, you know. So it's like fuck. It's everywhere. Shit.
Does it splatter on the way out?
Oh yeah, the guy behind me. Yes, the guy behind me gets it. Or if I'm unlucky, I'm behind somebody else. But yeah, so we end up having to get to the next petrol station to do a wash off.
You know what's the other thing they got in Thailand? You know what's the other thing they got in Thailand, Fletch, which is scary, is those massive fucking king cobras they got.
Oh yeah, no, fuck yeah, Jesus. And here's the funny thing: you go around the roads and everything else, and you have signs, right? So you see a sign for an elephant, fine. So you got to look out for an elephant. Then you go around the corner, you see a sign for a snake. I was thinking, what the fuck?
What?
Yeah.
Oh, seriously.
And they are massive.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
like you're talking. They're probably like that thick. They're really big.
And that scares me because when you see a sign for a snake and you're thinking they have to put a fucking sign for a snake, you're talking about the Wrath of the Titans kind of fucking snake, right?
Oh yeah.
It's like a speed hump.
God. I know exactly.
And they've got enough like snakes. All snakes have enough reflex. If you're going 70 miles an hour down the road and you hit them in the tail, they'll still turn around and bite you.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Hey guys, I'm gonna just jump off for a minute, and then I'll come back on a little bit later. All right.
All right, no worries, mate.
I actually
Okay,
think I'm hitting my limit for as talkative as I can be.
Hey, man.
Yeah.
All right. I still put a link in the side chats for those of you who would like to join us. Girl versus Life. Hello. Welcome to our chat. And today we're talking about motorcycles, why we love motorcycles, and the trips that we have done. Spiff's popped out. Okay.
Yep, Smith said he is headed out.
Yeah. But Raleigh,
Yes,
never
sir.
got a chance to ask you, what's the best destination you've been to?
Ooh. Actually, I don't even know the name of it. I went on a group ride. We went right down south our way, and we come across this dam that I've never been to. It was just a brilliant place.
Oh yeah.
It wasn't too far away. It was probably about an hour and a half's ride away. But I've never been to it, and I want to try and go back there and actually take the drone because it was a really attractive place.
Yeah.
But that's probably the best place I've been. A lot of other places I've actually been to before in the car, so it's not too different. But this dam was really, really cool the way it was laid out. It had a road on top of it that you could drive along the top of the Bow Dam, or ride along rather, and we did, and it was really cool. So but apart from that. Yeah, nowhere spectacular. Everywhere I've been on bike, I've been on car. So, Yeah,
I think that's
sorry, can't tell you anything too exciting there.
No, I mean, to me, sometimes it's hard to describe, right? I mean, we go to a lot of places. There are places that I've been to that if it weren't for the fact that we have GoPros and cameras and everything else, we won't be able to tell people exactly where we've been. And that's the reason why we got into what we got into anyway, and why we strap a camera to our face, right? or buy a drone, right?
Yeah. This summer I plan to do some try and go to some places that I haven't been before, or I've been a long time ago and they're actually worthy of taking the GoPro and taking the drone and putting some photos up and some videos up. With our nicer weather we're about to get, which will be good, be able to get out. But the last couple of weeks I've been absolutely flat out, haven't been able to move, and when I have, the weather's been absolutely atrocious. So
Yeah, no, that's the life that we're having at the present moment. I mean, it's same for me, right? I think we're in that part of the world where it's always raining. If it's not raining, it's something else. And just when I had to smoke just now, right? I was out the window, looking out the window, thinking, no way I'm gonna get a ride in today again because dark clouds and it started to drizzle already. So, as much as I would love to ride in the rain, not a good idea.
Yeah.
Especially since my brake lights are fucked anyway, so I need to get that sorted out. So I'm getting that sorted out next week.
Yeah.
I think next year what I'm going to try and do, because I knew this year is going to be chaotic at best. I think I'm going to try and cover like 4 or 5 different destinations I haven't been to, and kind of have like a little miniature yearly bucket list type of thing. Try and get down to like my hometown, try to get down to my brother's, each one be a little bit further out where, you know, I'm not gone for too many days type of thing. And, or maybe if I'm gone for a couple of days, the wife comes along and brings the kids in the car type things. That way I have a support vehicle and stuff like that. But I think that's, you know, would be a very freeing experience to say the least, just to.
How long can you get away?
What's up?
How long can you get away for?
Well, right now, an hour.
I mean, next year. Next year. When you're talking about those rides that you want to do, how long do you think you get away for?
I mean, like if my wife was off, I could be gone technically all day. It's more just like right now not ethical, but just I don't want to leave her alone with him right now.
No, yeah, sure.
But if the baby's approaching 1 and the other one's 4, I would feel less qualms about doing so. And so, you know, I've planned at least to do some day trips at least next year. And you know, if she wants to come along and, you know, maybe bring the vehicle, or if grandparents want to watch for a few days and get away, you know, I would love to do like a 3-day ride somewhere. But
here's a thought, right?
Thoughts.
Many thoughts, right? Is that you could get grandma and mommy in the car, right? Then you get granddad on his Fat Boy or V-Rod, right? Then you on your bike, and then when the borders open for me and can get some flights out, then it'll be Fletch with the 2 of you.
There you go.
Then we do a 3-day ride.
There you go. Oh,
because I need to get the fuck out
I think
of here.
if we do that, it will be my mom with the 2 kids, and my wife will be riding also.
Oh, okay. Then yeah, we stick grandma with everything.
Yeah,
so, yeah.
Grandma can have the noisy kids.
So my problem is for many years, I haven't been able to do much more than actually sneak out for 2, maybe 3 hours at a time. I haven't had the opportunity to do day rides, full day rides, or 2 or 3 day rides. So that's why, you know, a lot of my trips have been pretty short lived. I mean, I might bloody hop on the bike, and before I know it, I've got a call and I've got to do a UE and come back, and I've got to attend to someone. So yeah, it's a bit hard to sneak out. It's been shitty actually for the last sort of 3 or 4 years, but I want to try and change that up a bit this year.
I mean, my good day of riding is about 150 miles, if that tells you much. So if I can get 150, that's a really good day, because that usually means I'm gone for 3 to 4 hours most likely. So
yeah, that's good. Yeah.
I mean, if you had the opportunity, do you think you have the opportunity to do a 2 or 3 day ride?
Oh yeah,
Raleigh.
Oh,
me?
Sorry.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, definitely. Absolutely. Yeah, but like I said, this year I'm going to change things up a lot. Cut a lot more time. You know, because it's a bit random. Like, I'm either bogged down with like either paperwork or actually with people.
Sure.
So but I want to chop that around a lot. I try and have every Monday off, but that's completely filled up with normal home duties on that Monday, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I know. I understand.
But what generally for the last a long time, my rides have comprised of, I've got a 2-hour window, a 40-minute ride up the road. There's a nice bakery. I'll hop on the bike, scoot up there, have some lunch, and scoot back, and then I'm back into it, and that's it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Like last weekend, I went out. So we had our live stream Friday night here, and then Saturday morning I met up with my friend, and we went to a coffee shop down probably 40 miles from home, basically, and had the best biscuits and gravy I've ever had in my life for $5, and then
Sounds
coffee
good.
and everything.
Yeah.
And then I came back home, and so I think I clocked about 80 miles that day. I was like, oh, this was great. Just, and I think I was gone from 8 a.m. to about 10:15 a.m. So it's like I got a lot done in 2 hours and 15 minutes, but it was a great way to start the weekend.
I know.
Yeah.
And I mean, in my case, getting out even at the furthest is like 20 miles.
Yeah.
You know, so
You know,
that's-
COVID-19 stuffed me around a lot.
Yeah.
I was about to change things up this year. I was even looking at doing a couple of overseas trips, and one was to the States.
Stay away.
Yeah, well, that's it. I mean, all that's completely blown out the water, and on top of that, the COVID-19's actually increased my workload. So, you know,
Yeah, sure.
I know. I was just looking at still cases. U.S. is still getting like 40,000 cases a day. So stay
it's just
as
unbelievable.
far away from here as possible.
Yeah. It's a real bummer, you know, because I really wanted to do that. But
I think the safest place in the world right now is fucking New Zealand.
Yeah.
Right. And they're opening up the borders there. They just announced here in Singapore anyway that we can actually have flights out to New Zealand. So we're waiting for them to say what procedures they have, and then I think, you know, why not? Fuck it, you know, rent a bike and ride from the north to the south.
The worst thing would be once you cross the border, they put you on a 14-day quarantine before they allow you to do anything. So by the time you get there, you have to sit there for 2 weeks, and you might have to come back anyway. So
I know. Yeah. But again, I may even take an entire month off just for, I don't know, I'm just getting fucking stir crazy anyway. You know, you can't get out, and I miss riding, and I miss those long distance ridings. The reason why I don't get out too much is because I know that at the most I'll do is 20 miles, right? And that's not riding.
It's
that's
hard
like
to get.
going,
That's hard. It's hard to get mentally prepped and geared and everything for 20 miles.
Exactly.
So.
I just wear a t-shirt and go. But you know, to me, it's like just going out and getting a meal. That's about it. That's not riding. That's transportation, man.
Right.
So I'm so used to doing 300-mile days, 400-mile days. At my worst is 1,000-mile day. Right. Getting to
I haven't been able to do that for a long time.
Same. I mean, I normally clock in a year close to about 10,000 every year, right? This year I've only clocked 1,000.
Yeah.
I'm there then.
Can't go anywhere, right? Because lockdown 3 months and blah 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 and stuff like that. And it's just driving me mad, right?
Yeah.
Because one of the reasons why I love riding motorcycles, and back to the topic, a nice segue, is because I can do long distance rides, get to see places. Even if I've been there before, it doesn't matter. Just go back there, you know, and do stuff, do something different, change of environment, change of stuff to do. Right. Whenever you get to a new town, it's always different from where you are, always. Right. And for me, the destinations are about food, the vistas and stuff like that. And I really fucking miss that so much.
I really enjoy the long open road runs, you know, where you got you sort of 2 hours between petrol stations, and you just cruise, and you just veg out. It's very therapeutic, you know.
Exactly.
That,
you know,
until you fall asleep, but we don't go down there.
No, but I mean, to me, is imagine you're doing a 2-hour ride before your next stop, right? And in that 2 hours, you just tune out.
Veg. Yep.
Yeah, you just tune out, and whatever worries you had just seeps away, you know. And then when you reach your final destination, you're just so relaxed, right? Even if it's 1,000 miles, you just did in a day. I can't imagine how relaxed I am at the end of 1,000-mile ride. You know, and everybody's so happy. You know, we're just having a good time, and then we're thinking about the next destination as well. Normally, if I do the 1,000-mile ride, it's normally the halfway point. I'm heading off further up. Right, so then I take an entire week off just to get there and back and see places along the way and all that. That's
Are you talking mile or kilometers?
Okay, I'm converting to miles, right? But you know, if I'm going to Phuket, it's about 1,600 kilometers one way. So that's about 1,000 miles.
Yeah.
Right. So I will normally do that going to Phuket or going to
So how many hours would that take you?
Roughly about 12 to 13 hours.
Yeah. You do 2 hours stop, 2 hours stop, 2 hours stop, or what?
Yeah, 2 hours stop.
Yep.
Always.
Yep.
We will do, well, not 2 hours. We will do about 250 kilometers, the max of a tank. Right? Because we know that the rest stops are pretty regular and they're reliable. Right.
Yep.
It's only in Thailand that I would reduce it a little bit and probably do maybe 100 instead, because we're not too sure, right? Because that's a little bit unreliable. But from Singapore to Malaysia, they have every 70 kilometers is a rest stop, so we know for sure.
Okay.
So I'll end up doing about 220 kilometers, which is about almost the max of my tank.
Yeah.
And then we'll do a rest, and that normally at the speeds we do about 140, 150 kilometers an hour, and that will be about an hour, 1 hour and a half, 1 hour,
That's
40
right.
minutes.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Roughly. So that's about the time we're on the bike, and then we get off, and then smoke break, coffee, maybe a chocolate or something, you know, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Till lunch break.
Brick oven pizza.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. If I do a long run, I'll do 2 hours and stop and stretch my legs or get the top up juice. I mean, I think the Ninja barely makes 200 Ks at best. So yeah, it's probably gasping its guts out by then. But normally, 2 hours and then stop.
Right.
Yeah.
But I think in Paul's case, if he's got the Ultra, so that's got a little bit more stamina, so to speak, right? Bigger tank.
Yeah, it'll go. I'll do 300 plus Ks, no worries. With you know,
shit, that's all right.
Yeah, and the thing with that too is because you got the highway pegs. You put your feet up on there. Thanks, Girl versus Life. Bye.
Yeah.
You put your feet up there, and it's even more comfortable. So plus you hit the cruise control, which helps again, and makes it easy. Once we get out of this lockdown thing, I want to do that iron butt challenge.
Oh yeah, you should. I mean, it's tough, right? I mean, to me, well, it's not tough. I mean, but you have to do it in 24 hours. They got rules and regulations.
Yeah.
The one that stuffs me up though is the fact that we have to, for each stop that we have and we top up petrol, it has to show the number of kilometers that you've covered, and you got to get someone to sign on it and take a picture with the fucking pump attendant or something.
Yep.
And stuff like that. So sometimes, they don't want to do that, especially in Malaysia. But otherwise, you need that all to submit to the Iron Butt committee to get that certificate. Yeah. So I've got the saddle saw, which is 800 miles.
Yep.
Right, and that's tough already.
So what do you think, Paul, your custom seat, you think that's going to hold up pretty well for you?
Yeah, I reckon it'll be fantastic. Like, just from sitting on it, from what I can tell,
right,
it feels super comfortable, super comfortable. I mean, look, the other seat was okay beforehand, but this is just next level comfortable. Like, it's because I had the gel put in as well. It's just really
and then once that gel even breaks in, it'll be even better.
Yeah, exactly. So it'll just get better and better and better. So I'm just looking forward to it. Looking forward to getting on there and just go.
I think that's going to help you on the iron butt for sure, literally.
Yeah. The biggest thing I reckon is not your backside; it's your back. Like after a while, just sitting there. That's what gets you.
Did you when you? That's the one thing I wanted to ask you. Since you did it custom, could you be able to customize a backrest for yourself?
Yeah, you can. For me, though, that's not where I get sore. I get sore more between my shoulders.
Oh, okay.
It's not going to do. Years ago, I was still in high school. I actually fell from, I don't know, a pretty high thing, and I landed on the base of my neck,
Oh shit.
and I actually shit myself. I thought I was going to be a bloody quadriplegic for a period of time there. But so basically, when you look at my spine, instead of being nice in like that, it touches all the way down like that, right?
Yeah.
And so after a period of time of in the one spot, it really starts to tighten, get really, really sore. But you just got to sort of just keep trying to keep moving it, and it tends to get a bit better on its own. But yeah, after a period of time on the bike, it can sometimes, and it depends on like all the other. It depends on if you had a big week at work and you're a bit stressed and all that sort of stuff. So that makes it worse.
Yeah.
But I really want to do that iron butt challenge.
Yes.
I've noticed after, like, if I work all day and in this chair that I'm in, whatever it is, but I notice, like, if I go out and I ride immediately after work, my tolerance is so much less. Like, I get about 40 miles in, I'm like, I just want to get home.
Yeah.
but yeah, I can do the exact same thing the next morning after sleeping it all off. And it's like you go 3 or 4 times easily before it starts to even set in. So
yeah, but I reckon any of those big rides, if you get off every 2 hours, hey Outback, if you get off every 2 hours, I reckon you're fine. Hour and a half to 2 hours, have a bit of a walk around, loosen up.
I think my breaking point's about an hour and a half right now. I think is what I need. And then about a probably 10-15 minute walk around or just something to stretch, because mine is it's like you're saying, it's not the seat. My butt's fine. It's the fact that my bars are so far forward. Yeah, they're not drags, but they're kind of like T-bar shaped, but there's no pullback on them hardly. So I got this little curl going on my back. It's just the upper kind of by the shoulder blade that ends up hurting mine. Yeah, and it's just like, but then you kind of learn to adjust. Then you kind of like, you sit further forward and you kind of look like you're in a crotch rocket position from time to time. People are like, probably looking at me like, why is that guy riding his Harley like it's a crotch rocket? I'm like, if you only knew my pain right now.
Hey, speaking of your diners, did you guys catch the episode of $1 Million Bogan when he took the, I think it's a lowrider?
Yeah, I think that's the new Softail.
Yeah. But they're doing that. They're getting the same sort of look with the diners as well. Now there's different things you can put on them. It reminded me because I watched that video of yours with your fairing on it.
Yeah.
That cafe fair. That actually looked really good on that bike.
Well, thank you. I think it's about the same size as, I think Fletch's might be actually a little bigger, but it's all that bike needs. I don't need anything beyond that, but yeah, I'm looking at the video that you're talking about. This looks like they try to put like an FXRT fairing, like one of those big gigantic ones on there.
It looks weird, but for some reason it actually looks like ugly cool.
Yeah, it reminds me of the old police bikes, is what it looks like.
Yeah,
that
thing goes like shit off a shovel.
That.
Speaking
I think
of
he's
Bogan,
riding a street bob, right? It's the Softail street bob, right?
It's the
lowrider S.
This is the lowrider S.
That's 114. Yeah.
But I think it's got like a stage 4 or stage 5 put through it, and it's pulling. I can't remember how many horsepower it was, but it was something ridiculous.
It says 167.
Yeah, 167. And even the torque's up there as well. Can't remember what the torque is. I know the torque was big.
Yeah, I do like that channel. He entertains me. You can just tell he just has money to blow.
Yeah. Did you see that the Scrambler rebuilt?
Yeah. One episode in and he's already stuck.
Yeah.
Who's this? I missed it. Sorry.
$1 Million Bogan.
Oh, $1 Million Bogan. Okay. Yep. Outback. How you going?
Oh man, but yeah, I mean, I don't know. Hopefully,
I think he was.
Oh, and 508 Dynast, the RWD fairing is what that's called. The big giant
Okay.
one on there. So
The Road Warrior.
yeah.
I have the Memphis Shades. The gauntlet. It's called the gauntlet.
You have the big brother to mine, basically. So
it does cut a lot of wind. And one of the things that when I changed the bars to the T bars to still look like a Dyna Bro was that I had the Kraus with a pullback. Because I knew after riding a lot of Harleys was that ultimately, as if you're going faster in the wind, you try to push against the wind, then you start to do the U, right? And that's when the back has problems. So I had a pullback, so I'm still doing a pretty upright position, and I have a backrest at the back. So then I'm pretty okay for the most part anyway.
Yeah.
You know, it depends on the speed I'm doing.
My new setup will be a 7.5-inch riser, straight riser, and then a 5-inch high bend bar. But the fact that it's going to be able to rotate back and forth, so I can set it to the right position for me, should help me dial in some comfort if I need to. But got to do internal wiring on it. Not looking forward to it.
That's not going to be easy. No,
Depinning and all that fun stuff. Yeah.
Next year, I want to do up. I think I told you, Brett. I want to do up a Road King into that Cholo style.
Dude, I mean, yeah, totally.
Should.
Fishtail exhaust.
Yeah, the whole bit. I'm going to do the whole lot.
Bedroll on the front. Yeah, you got to do it.
Yeah, fat daddy spokes. The whole box and dice. I just reckon they look so fucking cool. It's a guy I watch called JET. What's he called? Jet something. I can't remember. And he does. Try and find it. He's got a channel. He did one, but he did a deluxe, and it looks fucking fuck. It looks wicked. It looks really good. Really, really good. But he went through the whole. Actually, and it actually wasn't that expensive for him to do it, to be honest.
Yeah.
But I want to try and do one probably that like a pearlescent white.
Okay.
I reckon it'll look grouse. What's his name?
Projects. Nice. Yeah, it'd be great to be doing stuff as well. I mean, I was thinking of changing things up a little bit as well on my bike. I'm not sure. You know, get a bigger fairing or something. Maybe get the Road Warrior.
Put NOS on it.
Yeah, that Road Warrior though, man.
Yeah, it's called JET Film. JET Film.
Oh
yeah.
I feel like I've known that guy. Know of him.
He's I love the way he films too, by the way.
Jet Film. Let me see if I can find it.
I'll have a look.
Cholo parts list.
Yeah.
Dude, that's pretty that's sweet looking.
Yeah, grab that bike, man.
JET Film, right?
Yeah.
Is that it?
It's J.E.T.
T.
And then film. Yeah.
Right.
Got it.
Tell you what, he's got the he's getting the views for only having 1.2 thousand subscribers.
Yeah.
Oh, this is the look that you're going for, Paul?
Yeah.
Right.
But
the Cholo.
On a Road King.
Ah. Yeah. So the Road King.
You have a Road King?
Sorry?
You have a Road King, mate?
I'm going to buy one.
Oh, okay. It's nice.
You can tell this guy's got good production quality.
Oh, look at that. Oh, yeah. Nice. Look at that. Yeah, I think the classic look and the white walls and stuff, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's the best part about it. That's awesome. Look at that. Yeah, I think the classic look with the white walls. The only thing is that it's a fucking shit to maintain. I have a friend who's got white walls on his Dyna, and it's black all the time, man. Fuck.
Yep. My dad has them on the Fat Boy. He has white walls. It's just.
Damn.
He found a good way to keep them clean. Is there's Mr. Clean Magic Erasers. They work really good on white walls.
Yeah, there's a product we've got over here called Jiffy, and the other one's called Gumption, and apparently both of those are really good for it.
Oh, he cut himself. We've all been there. Oh, he's taking out the.
Oh no!
That's the baffle.
What sort of pipes is he using?
They're Bassani, I think.
And he's going to take the baffles out of Bassani?
Yeah,
Jesus Christ. Fucking would be roaring down the street with that shit.
Oh, yeah, it's loud as fuck.
But look at that. Man.
It looks good.
It's really beautiful, man. Look at that. Yeah. But the Road King that you're going to get, which sort of Road King is that? Or which year?
I'm going to try and get still an Evo motor.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so
The
one of the
late 90s.
Yeah, late 90s. If I can't get that, I'll just get a 96 motor and just go with that. I don't want anything new.
Yeah.
Even the motor I've got in mind's good too. You know.
Yeah, I think if you're going to build like something like kind of crazy like that, I guess you could say. I would go for the cheaper approach for the entry part, and then that way you can use all the extra funds towards making it look how you want instead of taking a $22,000 brand new Road King and cutting it all to pieces.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't be doing that. No, I want to get an older one, and because it's not going to be like I'm not going to go touring, and it's just going to be. Yeah. I like shiny things.
Are you going to leave the bags on, or are you going to take the bags off?
No, I'll leave the bags on.
Okay. Yeah, because they look weird without their bags on.
Actually. Yeah. I'll leave the bags on. I might get the stretch bags a little bit.
There you go. Get a big old front wheel.
21-inch front wheel.
Nice. Spokes.
Spokes. Yeah, it's got to be all. Yeah, it's got to be spokes. I'll get a seat done as well. Get a custom seat done from that guy again.
Nice. Yeah, we have a guy stateside who does custom seats, and I don't know. I'm kind of curious to see what he could do, but I'm comfy now. I think so. I'm not going to spend any more money.
And then you got 6 or 7 of them to choose from anyway, right?
Oh, actually, my I do. I got 4 seats currently. Just 4, yeah. But
you sold a couple of them, did you?
I sold a couple.
You had about 7.
I've been through about 10, but
I've never changed a seat in my life.
I've changed many seats, but my brother down in Oklahoma, so he was able to. He has a Road King, and he used to have a 09 Street Bob. Straight in the Street Bob, got the Road King. Well, 3 years later, that Street Bob came back up for sale again, so he actually snagged it back up. And so I think I might sell him one of my seats so he can be a little bit more comfy, because he's like, you know what the stock seat on the Street Bob is like. It's just, might as well be riding on the pan itself.
Yeah, no, fuck, that's stupid.
So I got that solo sundowner I'm going to give to him, or at least let him try out anyway and see if he likes that. But yeah, man, we got another Dyna in the family, so it's kind of nice.
Yeah, that's true. I think we all go through seats anyway. A lot of.
Unless your name's Roland.
I've got 4. Because the stock seat and on the Street Bob is shit. It really looks good because they were trying to push when it first came out, or till it ended anyway. They were trying to push off as like a cafe or bar hopper or something. So it has a really nice slims. Fuck all after 100 miles, man. 100 kilometers, you fuck. So I changed that out. Had a 2-up sundowner. I'm now using a Mustang, and I have one more. I think I can't remember what it was. That was stupid.
So here's one thing that the 3, me, Fletch, and Paul have in common that Roland doesn't. This might speak to how crappy Harley-Davidson is when it comes to their stock seats. I mean, because if he never has had to change the seat on his Suzuki and his mine's blanking Ninja, is that the other one?
Yeah.
Kawasaki, yeah.
I mean, granted, maybe they're not touring bikes per se, but they could be just a million times more comfy than what we get stock because Harley's so cheap. So Oh, there went all my sponsorships.
Nah. You know, one thing I reckon is shit when it comes to that sort of stuff, right? Is and yet it's probably not the same in the States, but over here, we've talked about it before, Fletch, is if you want to buy a new seat, you can't go to a Harley dealer and say, "Oh, can I try out the seat?"
I know.
You just can't. You just got to buy it, and hopefully it's better. That's, to me, it's just shit. I couldn't believe when I was in the States, like I said, when I was in Texas, I couldn't believe you walk into a Harley dealership there, and there it is fucking chock-a-block full of stuff. Yeah, yeah. Here, mate, no. Oh, you have to order it in for you. I have to order it in for you. I have to order it in for you. Mate, I'm not going to drop freaking whatever it is, $1,000 on a seat, and I don't know if it fits or not. Like even my mate's got a fat boy, and he wanted to get saddlebags, right? And he said, "Oh, can I have a look at them?" "Oh, no, we can't show them to you. We don't have them in stock." He goes, "Well, how do I know what they look like?" He goes, "Oh, you can see the picture." He goes, "Yeah, but fuck, it's a picture." I want to actually see what it actually looks like, right? Exactly. No, can't show you. So, and they just won't do it. They just won't show you. So, any dealerships out there, if you want to become the best dealership in Australia, my advice to you is actually get some stock.
Well, here's the thing. I think with the United States seems to be the exception. I've been to Singapore for sure, right? Malaysia, Thailand, and the Philippines, and it's the same. I think they're worried about keeping too much stock. Their shops aren't that very big, and you know the promise from Harley-Davidson is that whenever you walk into a dealership, you're supposed to be able to see what we have and try it out. They literally could put the seat on any of their bikes and have you sit on it, and you decide, okay, this is the one that you want. That's the promise that they didn't pull across to anywhere else outside of the United States. I can't speak for England and stuff like that, but Europe. Yeah. So it's about I know it's expensive, Jesus Christ, you know, to keep the stock, but you know it's gonna go anyway. People are gonna fucking buy it.
Yeah, of course they will. They're more chance of buying it. I remember in another life when I was in the rag trade, the clothing trade, right?
Yeah.
And so we had all these franchise stores we used to have, and every one of the franchise stores had a full range of stock. So we had to, you know, it was suits for weddings and stuff like that, right? Anyway, when a bride and groom come in, they actually want to see what they're going to look like when they get married. Yeah, they want to try it on and see what it looks like, right? Anyway, so we got bought out by this other guy. His name's Jeff Lord, who's like mega rich guy. And you know, then we had a board of directors and blah blah blah. Anyway, so I'll never forget he was jumping up and down about the fact there was all this stock, right, in the shops, and he said to me, "You know, why can't we just have it? That, you know, do we really need all this stock for people to try on?" I said, "No, you don't." I said, "You can have one pair of shoes, one shirt, one jacket, one pair of pants, a tie, and just show them a book and just tell them to pick out of that." I said, you save a fortune on stock." I said, "But you won't fucking sell anything." Yeah, right. Exactly. And that's the it's like, to me, it's penny wise, pound stupid. You know, like I know if I was going into a Harley dealership and I've got, you know, I don't know, a couple $1,000 to spend, right? If the stuff's sitting there, I'm far more likely to buy more stuff than if it's not sitting there. I've got to order it. If I've got to order it, I'll go,
absolutely.
Fuck it, I can't be bothered waiting, right? But if it's there, like if you go into a Yamaha dealership or a Honda dealership, there's fucking shit everywhere, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. But you go to a Harley dealership, they've got, you know, one of each size in one particular T-shirt. They've got one of each size in a jacket. They haven't got, like, you know, two of each, three of each. See you, mate. Have a good sleep.
Catch you later.
Scoops.
I don't know why, you know, anything. They sell. They got the normal shit. You know, it's like they'll have cleaning products. They'll have shitty friggin' little bits of friggin' chrome bolts and nuts and crap like that. But anything that's, you know, wheels, tires, anything that's substantial, no, we don't have in stock.
Yeah, that's the thing. You know, you would think, okay, fine. I understand if you don't have the rims and you don't have the fucking seats and shit like that, but the bread and butter stuff you better have, right? The tires and the fucking batteries. Yeah. Fuck me. You know, you need the tires, and my bike's sitting there for a week waiting for the tires to come in because I need to get in shape. Right?
That's shit.
Yeah.
batteries as well.
What's even worse is some of the dealers, they'll actually send you away and send you to a fucking tyre supplier and get them to install it for you because it's going to take them too long to get it in. It makes no fucking sense.
Right, but this is bread and butter, man. I mean, to me, you're definitely going to sell this. Keep stock of that fucking shit because we'll always need batteries. We'll always need oil. We'll always need tires, for sure, right? And brake pads and shit like that. I don't have to wait a week for fucking brake pads, man. It happened to me once as well. I was thinking, luckily enough, that people have caught on to that, and those former mechanics from Harley-Davidson got out and started their own shops. So I know if I need to get my battery changed and my tires, I won't go to the dealership because they'll fuck me over anyway. I'll go over to these guys and get it changed in the day.
Yep.
Done.
Is Harley dying? What's happening with Harley-Davidson? Are they dying or what's going on?
It's not that. Flat. I think it's about the business model. You know, for them, they will keep stock of things they know for sure that they will sell. T-shirts, caps, right? That's going to sell.
It's like a freaking memorabilia store rather than a freaking motorcycle store. That's the problem.
Exactly. Right. And even in Singapore, the worst thing is that even if you're in the market to buy a motorcycle, you only have certain models available. You want that model, you have to order that fucker in.
Yeah.
Can you imagine? So if I decided today, I hit the lottery, I'm going to buy myself the Road Glide finally, I have to order the fucker in. They don't have it on the showroom. Right? They only keep the stuff that really sells. The Sportsters, some of the Softails, maybe a Street Glide because that's sellable. Nobody's going to buy a fucking Road Glide. I don't know why. And then, the Road King. And that's about it. Right? Chock-a-block with Sportsters for sure. But then when you want something else, you say, oh, sorry, mate, we've got to order it in. It's going to take you a month.
And the other thing that annoys me too is the whole premise of the way they deal with things is to say that you can customize your motorcycle to be your motorcycle, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. Why the fuck then wouldn't you have, I don't know, half a dozen different sorts of mirrors, half a dozen different sorts of air cleaners, all the different stuff that people want to put on that immediately makes it look different. Why wouldn't you have that stuff just sitting there? Yep. It'll turn over. People will buy it. If it's there, they'll buy it, right?
For sure.
All right, they just don't. And I haven't yet. I'm yet to see one dealership that doesn't. They all look the same, but they've got nothing. They've really got nothing in them.
Yeah, I know. And to me is the only time I went into a dealership that had everything was in the United States.
Yeah.
Right. When I went there on a holiday, I decided let's just pop into the dealership. And true enough, they had the saddlebags that I wanted. I didn't have to fucking order it or anything else. I just fucking bought it and put it into my luggage, and that's it. I'm done. Right? They have everything in it. If it's not outside in the store, they have a big, huge storeroom in the back. Right? So I said, look, I'm looking for this particular thing. They say, hold on for a minute. It goes off to the back, comes back with it. Pop, that's it. In Singapore, I said, no, mate, take a look at the catalog. We'll order it for you. It's going to take you a month to get in.
What are they like for engine parts?
The same. For the United States, everything's available, but in Singapore, I remember a guy had a problem with his pistons. Right? He waited 3 months before he got the part.
Wow.
He couldn't ride the bike for 3 months. Right? And he was telling them, okay, fine. For the 3 months, you pay the taxes that I have to pay for this bike and my parking and shit. Right? Because I have to wait for this part to come in. And it's weird. And this, like I said, the bread and butter stuff you got to have. To me, I'm sorry, a Milwaukee 8 is a Milwaukee 8, no matter what bike it is. So you either have a 107, 114, in my case, a 103 or a 96, because these are definitely the ones on the road. Right? Have it there.
Everyone's going to need a piston ring or they need this gasket. You're going to have that repair coming through either way. So either if it's not for someone else, you can use it for your own repairs. I don't know. But
it goes down to even things like the bracket for it. Like, okay, Harley-Davidson's, the piece of shit about Harley-Davidson's is that because of the especially for the older bikes like ours, right? There's a lot of vibration. So over time, there's going to be wear and tear, right? So a simple thing like the bracket that holds the fucking exhaust up, I would have to order it in, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Shit.
And in the meantime, use a coat hanger.
Oh, yeah, no, they got fucking masking tape or whatever, that doesn't burn off or something.
Yeah,
I know you're talking Harley dealerships here, Fletch, but so like you said you used to have a Busa and other. What about the other dealerships, like a Kawasaki dealership? Do they have parts too, or is it all ordering as well?
No, full stock.
No, they got parts.
Yeah.
In the past, they used to have problems with Kawasaki here in Singapore, right? I think it was only in the late 90s that things worked out for them. But when you talk about Honda, Suzuki, all the Japanese bikes, they have everything on stock. Everything. And anyway, so the good thing is that it's pretty universal anyway, right? For the most part, everything's pretty universal. So I could go to a Honda shop and get a particular part that would fit on my Suzuki, for basic stuff, not the engine maybe, but for the other stuff, that's pretty standard, and you don't have worries about getting stuff for that. And the fun, and again, honestly, I'm sure Raleigh will probably attest to this. The Japanese bikes, you don't really need to change any fucking thing anyway. Honestly,
no, not really.
No.
Mainly exhaust. Mainly, that's about it. Really.
Yeah,
Exhaust and intake.
Yeah, and even if you would, and to me, some of the bikes you don't really need to change the exhaust anyway. On a ZX14 and a Hayabusa, the fucking thing can fly already. You need to put an exhaust in. Although some fucking idiots will put a nitrous on it and put some Yoshimuras on it just to get full system Yoshimura, just to get the additional 20 horsepower. But you're already cranking 210, right?
Yeah.
You put wings on it, it's gonna take off. Right? So you don't need to change anything on a Japanese bike.
Yeah.
Nothing at all. Right? And so I don't see the need to. But okay, fine. I mean, going back to what Paul said, and he's correct, that they're pushing out the idea that when you buy the Harley, you change it to the way you want it to look. So it's not going to be the same as the other guy. Right? Your bike could be a street bob, the other guy could be a street bob, but they both look totally different because you can customize. Right? And if you're not in the States, you have to depend on the dealership, right? But luckily enough, with the advent of the internet and everything else, we can now start to order it. But again, you're ordering stuff that you don't see. It's still pictures, right? They can show you videos and all. It's still not the same. And it's hit and miss anyway. Certain things for sure. If you buy an exhaust, fine. A Vans and Hines and a Bassani and what have you is going to be loud as fuck. And that's what you wanted anyway. And quality as well, right? So that's okay. You can buy it sight unseen. That's okay. But seats and stuff like that, you're taking a risk. I bought my Mustang, but it's based on reputation alone, right? I know Mustang seats are great. I bought it on a reputation, and it is great. I've done 1,000-mile rides in a day on it, and beautiful, comfortable, right? But that was based upon reputation, not about being able to sit on it, because nobody will stock that anyway.
Right.
To try and buy, it's
a try. And for the price that you're paying, you're not going to be buying something and then it fucks up and then you just put it inside the storeroom, right? That is money wasted.
That's how I ended up with 9 or 10 seats.
Even the new LED headlights, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Like you can't get them even. Like have them in stock for God's sake. I mean, you got this book here, which they call their Bible. This freaking thing, which is like that's their parts thing, right?
Right.
But they hardly ever got any of this in stock. It's never there.
Yeah, that's true. It's always you go to the book, you look at it, they take the part number, and they say, "Listen, it's coming in 2 weeks or 1 month or whatever."
Yeah.
But again, going back to what we were saying, right? It's the bread and butter stuff that you have to have. If you don't have an engine part, maybe I can understand.
Yeah.
Right. But the brakes, the brake pads,
the
lights, God damn it. Right. Because it's going to go for sure. Right. Especially if you're on the halogens, especially. But if you're on, even with the LEDs, it will have to go. It's got it's not lifetime guarantee anyway. Yeah. Right. So you have to change the fucker. And if you don't have that in stock, then you can't ride without the lights.
Right. You can try.
Yeah, but then it's daytime riding only.
Yeah. Outback Outlaw just fucking this comments in the side chat. That's a broad idea. Stock some lights.
Yeah, exactly. Stock some lights.
I had a problem with my piston one stock. They gave me some medication.
Yep.
It's probably blue in color, right?
We won't go down there.
Almost. Yeah.
No, but I have no problems getting anything I want for the Jap stuff. That's fine. Yeah, brakes, shockers, mirrors, lights, whatever, air cleaners.
Because they're pretty generic, right?
knobs. Yeah, I suppose they are in a lot of respects. Yeah.
Because for the most part, I think all the Japanese bikes use Nissin, and anyway, the Harleys are also fucking using
Yeah, they
Nissins
do, yeah.
as well, right?
Yeah.
So a Nissin on a Honda is a Nissin on a Suzuki, and a Nissin on a Harley for that sake. And I find that if I need brake pads, I'll go to a Honda dealership or whatever and get my brake pads from them. Fuck that.
Yeah,
But they're Nissan brakes.
So you even think if you walk into like any of the Japanese dealerships,
Yeah.
they have a wall of tires, right? You can pick
Yeah.
whatever tires you want.
Oh, yeah.
Love those tires. You go to a Harley, you don't see a tire. There's no tires at all. Period.
No, you have to order it, right?
And that's what I'm saying. It's more like they're more like a memorabilia store than an actual motorcycle store. And I think, in all honesty, that's losing your way. That's because essentially you're a motorcycle dealership. You need to have motorcycle parts, not T-shirts.
Exactly, and sometimes they don't even have fucking motorcycles as well.
Yeah.
And okay, I understand that they have the boutique shops, right? And that's selling their junk, fine.
Yep.
Right, for people who just want to get it, fine. But when you walk into a dealership, because the dealership is supposed to be where you buy your motorcycles are. If 3/4 of the dealership is a lounge area, a coffee making machine, right? and wall-to-wall T-shirts and riding gear, and you only have 4 bikes or 5 bikes on the floor. It's not like they have it in the storeroom. I think that's it.
You've been to Australian dealerships, have you? Because that's what you're describing
already.
Yeah.
So that's exactly it.
Yeah, you get like 4 or 5 bikes on the floor, and the rest of the 6,000 square meter premises is full of T-shirts, badges, and you name it.
And a coffee lounge.
Yeah,
Coffee lounge.
And this weird ass salesman trying to upsell you on everything.
Oh yeah.
But even what's even worse is okay, you're going to do that with your stores. At least with your online store, right? If you go to the online store, it's the same shit that is in the actual dealership store. The actual standalone store. It's actually the same shit. You still can't get anything. I would think at least online you could get it, right? But if you go online, they don't have it either. It's the same shit.
So with your Bible, what do you have to do? Do you have to order that through a dealer? Like say, right, I want, and it's got a part number in the book and all that, and you have to order it through a dealer.
Yeah, and you got that, or you go to things like J&P Cycles and all those sort of things, right? But
what about camshafts and shit like that?
Well, you've got to go into the dealer, and you need to, and you order it through them. Or I mean, there's aftermarket stuff you can get, but same thing. It's all online.
There's an opposite for Indian dealerships. It looks like.
Yeah. But here's the thing: they also have a catch-22. They have an online store, but you can't go to the US site or any other site but your own.
Yep.
Right. And then if your own has nothing, then you're fucked.
Yeah.
Basically, right? So it's a catch-22. So
that
you still got to order it.
I don't understand what you've got an online store in America. Why the fuck I can't buy it from there and ship it out to here? What's the drama? I don't understand it.
And to me, it's like I'm not going online to a Harley online store and buying something for my fucking Honda.
Yeah.
Right? It's got a specific fitment, right? So it's going to be fucking for my Harley. I own a Harley anyway. So when we register it, they will know from Hog International that we own a fucking Harley, right? So I'm not gonna buy anything and put it on eBay or something.
No.
Fuck. And they just think, look, you can't buy it from here. You go see your dealer. You try to put it in the cart, right? Then you put Singapore. They said, no, you got to get it from your dealer, motherfucker.
Yeah, and so, but you go to your dealer, they don't have it.
Yeah. So it's a catch-22, right? It just goes round and round. So basically, you just have to wait. You know, thank goodness.
That's it. Everybody buy an M109, you'll be right.
Oh yeah. No, but we whinge and we groan and everything else. But you know, at the end of the day, is we still bought the Harley and we still customize it, but we don't buy anything for the dealership. My bike is not stock, but everything on it is not from Harley-Davidson.
Yep.
The seats, the bars, the other shit that I've changed is not from Harley-Davidson. It's all aftermarket. So if I have to wait, I might as well get it from someone else.
Is your motor stock?
Okay.
Is your motor stock?
That one has to be. You know, it's still under warranty, mate.
Oh, okay. Yep.
Yeah. I can't think of a single Harley-Davidson aftermarket part that's on mine, actually.
Yeah, because normally they have something better anyway. Let's be honest.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, I've put a bunch of like I said, we don't have this issue in the States. I went in and was basically able to reconstruct my entire back end when I did my rear fender swap. They had all the fender bolts I needed. They had all the nut washers. They had everything that I needed. I just gave him the parts list. He's like, well, out of 20 different parts I needed, he only had to order one. So
that's fine, right? I mean,
yeah,
to me, that's
I can live with that. That gets me started on the project, and by the time I get back to it, good. Except for the one time when I walked in, got everything I thought I needed, except for one thing that he had to order, and it was the first thing that I needed to start the project. So I was like, God damn it. But other than that, yeah, I mean, yeah, stateside is lucky, I guess, in that front.
Yeah. I think, I think that we whinge anyway, but you know, ultimately we know that if we have to wait, we might as well go somewhere else and get the parts that we need for our motorcycle.
Yeah,
you know, and that's about it, right?
Hey guys, I got to shoot. I got somebody keeps trying to ring me here, so I better go.
Okay, no worries, mate.
See you,
okay, mate. Have a good weekend.
Take care, mate.
Catch you. Bye.
Take care. Could someone in the States take global request orders, buy them, and then resell it globally? I don't think so.
I don't think so. I don't know if there'd be enough money in it for you either.
Yeah, and plus the fact that I think they're pretty strict about their franchising and everything else. I know the one in Singapore is pretty tough. If someone tries to parallel import a Harley-Davidson in Singapore, the guy's going to be on you like shit on bricks, you know, seriously, very fast, and they're going to take you to court and everything else because you're not the authorized Harley dealership. So you can't really do that. And you know, you're not, stuff is pretty expensive for the Harley-Davidsons, and chances are that if you buy it and put it on eBay, and then you also have to think about fitment and everything else. Last but not least, how much can you mark it up for? Because you know, you go online and you see it's $200 for that exhaust.
Mm-hmm.
And then you put it on eBay for $230. Then say, look, why don't I just go to Harley-Davidson for $200? Right.
So I kind of see what Jay Renee there is getting at, though, because like for the United States, California has a really strict emissions laws to where like Vance and Hines, Bassani, they can't actually sell you the part and ship it to you because of the agreements that are set up. So there are people, you know, they have a friend in Nevada, they'll order the part, and then that friend in Nevada will get the part and then ship it over, kind of like a roundabout way of doing it. But you know, it's there's no money in that, though. I just, you know, you can get it done for like as a favor. Yeah, they are, you know.
Yeah, but that's the reason why that we are all going to the aftermarket guys like Dennis Kirk and JP Cycles and what have you to buy our stuff, because nothing is available anyway. We still have to order it. It's going to take the same time for a slightly cheaper or even a better product.
Yeah,
why not? Right, that fits a Harley-Davidson. So yes, they're losing money, and that's probably the reason why it goes back to maybe not the United States but everywhere else, is that their dealerships don't keep stock.
Yeah, so there's
that's
a good
money.
business opportunity there for anybody out there that wants to sort of absolutely stock up a warehouse and do a very good organized shipping distribution setup. That'd be bloody brilliant. That way, your big catalog, you know, is you just flick through, order, bang, comes, you know, 7 days, delivered. Bang.
Exactly.
That'd be ideal.
I mean, JP Cycles have that. I mean, I'm not sure because I haven't ordered anything from them prior. I've ordered prior to COVID, right? So I'm not sure what it's going to take like now. But I remember when I ordered my Mustang, it took them 3 days to get here.
That's not bad.
From the United States, right? And I didn't pay really big money for the freight, you know. So they're pretty reliable. So I will always go to them or Dennis Kirk to buy my stuff.
Yep,
For years, anyway.
JP, Dennis Kirk, a couple of the newer guys that are in the game.
Revzilla,
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of Rogue Rider. I mean, he's a small shop, but you know, you can get in contact with the owner of that shop pretty easily, and you know, he might be able to work out like a free shipping or something deal with you, and then get lowered has also kind of blossomed up here over the last couple of years.
That's quite a few.
They're a good shop, and a lot of these shops though, I feel like they run the same inventory though, because if they're sold out at one like Revzilla, I've noticed the same part is sold out here. Or if they have just a small helmet at Revzilla, there's just a small helmet here. So it's almost like all these companies are working as like kind of like middlemen. Like there is this one helmet that's a small that's sitting in a warehouse. You all can try and get it first and get a quote unquote commission basically off of it.
Yeah. It's basically because what they're doing is they're operating off the main brands, right? So whatever main brand that they have, Mustangs or Bassanis or Vance and Highs or whatever, they're all ordering off that company's warehouse.
Yeah.
So that company tells them that they got 10 pieces left. Everybody advertises 10 pieces and see who gets it first.
Yep. Exactly.
Right. And they have it's SAP anyway. So they have the SAP linked to the back end. So they know when JP sells it, then it becomes 9 everywhere else.
Yep.
Right. But that's part of the B2B, right?
Yeah.
Who knows? Out of the back of all this COVID-19 stuff, things might be done a little bit differently because, you know, a lot of places aren't getting much business at the moment. And a lot of these delays and all this bullshit is part of the reason why. Well, it's even more so now. So who knows?
I think it's also about how their systems are, right? I think if they're a well-oiled machine, things get run well. If they're not a well-oiled machine, then it takes a long time to get. Case an example. I mean, Outback just mentioned it's called Amazon. You're right? And Amazon has their shit together. I ordered this thing that I needed off Amazon. It took them 3 days, and I got it.
Jeez.
Right. But if people send me letters or post, whether it's Chopper Fed or me to him, it takes 3 months. Fuck. Right. So we obviously know who gets shit together, and I'm willing to pay. And I mean, the time when I got the stuff that I wanted to give out to people, I knew that it's going to take a long time and stuff like that. I didn't mind paying the extra. Right. And they said, oh, you get it within 3 days. It still fucking took them three weeks to get to them. So I was thinking, what the hell did I pay that kind of money for anyway? Yeah. So it's about the systems anyway, right? So I mean, Amazon started it. They're a well-oiled machine. If they say it takes 2 weeks, they mean it. If you say 3 days and they give you a date when it's going to get to you, it will get to you for sure. Right.
Well,
even to say, okay, it's from the 3rd to the 7th, you get it on the 3rd for sure. You may get it after the 3rd because that's their promise, but you will get it on the 3rd for sure.
Yeah.
Right? So unfortunately, people like JP, these are the big guys that have been around for a long time. Revzilla, JP, Dennis Kirk. These guys, when they say a week, they mean a week. If it's 3 days, they mean 3 days. You know, so they've been doing that business for a long time. But the rest of them, you know, the systems are not there yet. Unfortunately,
yeah, probably getting it direct from the manufacturer, but the manufacturer is probably not updating its stock lists or anything like that because they're trying to do it in time, like car manufacturing. You know, where like in the 60s and the 70s, car manufacturing, they warehoused all their product to put the car together. And then as time moved on, it was instant, straight from the manufacturer of, say, the dashboard or the glove box or whatever, straight to the factory, you know. Yeah. And, there was just no stock held at all. So if there was a problem or if there's a problem now, it holds up the line for everything. That's probably similar sort of setup to that. These places are buying direct from the factory.
That's true. Anyway, looking at the time, it seems to be pretty late. Yeah, and I think we've been here almost for 3 hours now. Brett, so we're all done, basically. Right? I'd like to thank all those that came on, Spiff, the Harley Road Show, and of course, Roland Keith for coming on and joining us. We're going to call it a night. Thank you for guys in the side chat for joining us. Outback Outlaw, of course, Jay Renee, and everybody else that's still there. Thank you very much for joining us. Next week, we have a special guest. Actually, not really a special guest. He was already on. Tell us a little bit about next week before we say goodbye, Brett.
Yep. So, Spiff McFluff kind of reached out to me on Instagram almost months ago now. And, he saw one of my videos about the state of Harley-Davidson, and he has some points and everything that he thought would be a good discussion. He originally thought it'd be like a good kind of like a podcast thing. He's like, well, dude, I have this platform here that we could do it on our show pretty easily. So we'll do that for at least the first part of next week, and then from there we'll probably kind of open it up to our general roundtable like we have been doing. So. But as always, guys, I'm Brett. I am Chopper Fett.
And I'm Fletch Diner. Thank you very much for joining us. Next week, we will be on same time, different place. That will be on Chopper Fett's channel. And please do come in, tell your friends. And we're going to talk about Harley-Davidson and the state of what they are going to be, or where they are at the present moment. Anyway, thank you very much, everyone. Have a good one. Have a great weekend. And
Catch
thank
you
you
later,
for joining
guys.
us, man. Take care. Bye-bye.
See ya.
See you guys.